recording by now. Hopefully we're going to have a better live stream today than we did yesterday. I heard there was a lot of rumors about clipping, and I'm not sure why, but we had a really horrible storm come through here, a pretty big storm came through here yesterday, and that might have had something to do with the audio quality being crap. I am on a decent Wi-Fi signal here at my house. Today I went to Costco. I also went to Lowe's, and I did some shopping at Lowe's for myself, and I also bought a present for my wife. Hopefully she likes that. But I might have that wrapped up and gifted to her for Christmas because it could potentially be a Christmas type item. But yeah, I went to Costco today. I spent well over $500. And I've been doing the carnivore diet for quite some time now. Yeah, oh, not well over, sorry. $500 and $501.33 is what I did spend there. We're going to go over the items that I purchased, why I purchased certain items, and this is basically how I do my family shopping when I'm on the carnivore diet. And I also have a family that lives a traditional style diet of just eat whatever. And I really don't judge them. I just wish they would calm down a little bit. Because there's some healthier stuff they could be doing and potentially get some amazing benefit. I just got in the house. I'm a little winded because, yeah, Costco, I just went to Costco. We had a good time. Over here is everything I got from Costco today. And, yeah, not every single item here is going to be on the carnivore diet because my family eats other foods. I mean, I can't just sit there and say, hey, you're going to eat a ribeye steak every day and that's all you're going to have. Whenever I've been cooking ribeye steaks, my family has been eating. I usually make an extra steak. That way, if they want to have some, they can have some and they can get some healthy nutrition from a fatty ribeye steak. So on average, I think I get about 16 steaks out of a bulk chunk of meat at Costco. And that provides me easily 2 weeks worth of meat that I can eat for the carnivore diet that I've been doing. I mean, this stuff it's silly in itself, and it just simply works. I mean, I don't know why more people don't try it out. It's so silly how easy it works. I mean, I can't make enough videos that just promote it and say, hey, try this. If you're a meat eater and watch what happens. I mean, you're going to lose weight. But yeah, let's go over all this crazy stuff I got here. And for some of you, this really isn't going to be that crazy. But, all right. Get you guys set up on the table there. We might have some horrible lighting. Oh no, it's not bad. Okay, I can work with that. I like it. I am so picky on image quality and sound quality. Hey there, Dawn. I appreciate you jumping in there. Let's see. Mark Williams says hi. Proto Pro Max. Hello, hi. How are you from Bangladesh? Ooh, very nice. Proto Pro Max from Bangladesh. That's an awesome reach. I love it when I hear from people from faraway places. I like to know that I get out somehow at times. Let's see. So yeah, I buy bananas from Costco. This is mainly for my family. When I'm not feeling well, and I haven't been feeling well, once in a while I will have a banana. If I'm not feeling well, there's really no difference in worrying about if I'm in ketosis or not, because when I don't feel good, chances are I'm not in ketosis anyways. And I just don't worry about it at that point. So I might get into a banana once in a while. But these are for my family for later. And they're on a hunting trip right now up in Denali Park. Maybe they're going to get something, maybe not. But I got 2 bundles of bananas. And I believe the bundles of bananas cost us around $7 per bundle. $7 and some change per bundle, I believe. I don't see that there. What's going on there? Or maybe they added the 2 together. Wow, okay. So I got 2 bundles of bananas. It said they were $7 per bundle at $2.99. That's a good deal. Hey, if you live in Anchorage, head on over to Costco Business Center and pick yourselves up some bananas if that's something you eat. That's a great deal. Okay, so one of the biggest purchases I made was this big giant ribeye steak here. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. We already had some Chomps beef sticks. I got 2 packages of them sitting in my pantry. Love to have those clean, healthy type snack. Think beef sticks. I love buying these. My family loves the flavor. There's 2 different flavors, not necessarily of this brand, but between this brand and Chomps, you get 2 different flavors. Chomps is a little spicier. Think is a little bit more smoky overtone. Super healthy, super friendly option. You can eat the heck out of these all day long. You want to sit down and just eat this entire box, you're going to be good to go for the day. You know, even if you were sitting in a big truck, sitting at an office desk, just grab something like this, and it's just a beef stick. We'll bust one out of here. For those of you that might not know what this product is, but this is simply just a healthy beef stick. And this works incredibly well if I get a sudden craving, like, oh, I just got to have something, and I don't have time to cook some meat. I don't have time to make some other food, some burgers. So this just works. So you just eat one of these, drink some water, just like that. You're feeling good. You're making it through the day. You're making it through until you get home at dinner time. You don't have to eat a bunch of nonsense type foods. This really helps me. This saves the day. And I noticed since my family started consuming healthy style beef sticks, they're looking and feeling better, and they're not doing the carnivore diet like I'm doing it. I take it a little bit more seriously, but at times, you know, you fall off the rails. But this helps keep you on the rails if that's what your goal is. If you're looking to stay in ketosis, these here will be, you know, ketosis friendly. We got 2 boxes. Probably gonna have to start making like a Christmas pile of stuff to put away over here. And some trash, because we always have trash. Now, I did do something different because I've been watching this other lady. She's a YouTuber. She goes to Costco a lot, and she also does the carnivore diet. One of her favorite things to do, of course, is get a ribeye steak. And the cheapest way to get a ribeye steak is just buy this enormous chunk of meat here. And this is like a $200 and something. What's the price here? $207.16 here in Anchorage, Alaska. I did this a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I still have 2 of those steaks left. I have one that's pre-cooked waiting in the fridge. Chances are today, once I process this big giant piece of meat up, yeah, I'm probably going to cook up the ends, because the ends just, yeah, they're weird. So once I get it squared up, I usually cook those up immediately. But something else I did was I purchased shrimp. I got 4 of these bags of shrimp. And yeah, we're going to have to get these put away in the freezer real quick. But the price of shrimp in the frozen form at Costco really wasn't too bad. Now, I don't know what you guys feel about the farm raised, if you like pre-cooked, raw, tail on or tail off. But this is like the first go around that I actually bought some shrimp. Yeah, let's see, what's the price on the shrimp here? Oh, okay. Shrimp, you should be easy to find. $11.99 per bag. So these are 2-pound bags of shrimp, $11.99 per bag. That's the price you can expect here, up here in Alaska. I'm sure down south these are probably what, $6.99, $5.99 per bag. And they're super easy to cook. I don't know if you guys ever cooked shrimp before. When they're thawed out, they only take minutes. When they're frozen, they don't take that much longer. But yeah, you could just toss these in a cast iron skillet, throw a little cover on, put some butter in the pan, and boom, season it however you like. Cajun style shrimp is amazing, and it's also super, super healthy for you. Now, once I get these out and get them out, make sure they're, you know, all deveined and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure they are. So the ones that I can see look pretty good. I do see a couple of little veins in there, but for the most part, they're pretty clean. Now, if you could get these at Costco, they had so many different options for shrimp, and I didn't realize that until after I picked up this bag. But since this bag was in my price range, and I try to promote budget-friendly options for the carnivore diet, and this is a good way to go. But if you can find better, always go out and get better. Like I said, this big giant piece of meat here, you know, this is going to provide me approximately 16 to 17 steaks, you know, about an inch and a half thick. And then I could just put 2 of these in a 1-gallon Ziploc bag right in the freezer. Now, the day before that, I'll just take, you know, one of those bags out. I'll put it in the fridge, let it start thawing out over there. If I need to think I need to cook it up sooner, I might have it put up somewhere, you know, maybe on a plate in the microwave in the Ziploc bag. That way it'll, you know, kind of thaw out a little quicker being outside the fridge. But yeah, super awesome, healthy option. I lose a lot of weight just eating ribeye steaks. Now, not only do I lose a lot of weight eating ribeye steaks, I maintain my weight loss eating ribeye steaks, eggs, sometimes reindeer sausage. I forgot to buy reindeer sausage. Oh, And I've been craving reindeer sausage ever since I got back here in the town. The wife bought me some, and those didn't last long. They went pretty quick. I made those at the beginning when I got back here from Nome, Alaska. And at some point, we're going to have to make this, so I need to figure out a place to put this. Until then, because I'm going to have to process that, I'm also going to have to cook up some of the shrimp, and then I'm going to have to possibly make something else. But what else did I buy at Costco? Okay, so another great option, and a specific brand that I like to pick up at Costco, especially since I'm on a health journey, you know, a healthy weight loss journey, not necessarily always a carnivore diet type journey, but just healthy in general. I've had a lot of good luck with this brand right here, this California brand. I find this at my Costco Business Center. These are very affordable in my opinion. Let's see, they're all around $6.59. Let's see, the Munster cheese is $6.29. I also got a package of that. That's $6.29 a package. Let's see, I got the Colby California cheese. Where are you, Colby? There you are, $5.59. So this is a little bit cheaper, but I tend to stay away from the cheeses that have the orange in it because for some reason, you know, when I start consuming this, I tend to overconsume it. That slows down my weight loss, and I'm not looking to slow it down. But if I'm sick and I don't feel good, yeah, I might add some of this to a burger, maybe add it to some eggs. But if I'm looking for actual weight loss, this is just from my experience, guys. I've been using Swiss cheese. This is pretty good. Now, when you take this directly out of the package and you just eat a slice plain, it tastes like Swiss cheese. It's not like that overly processed Swiss cheese. It has a bunch of oils, soybean oil, and other nonsense in it that it just doesn't work. It doesn't work the same as real cheese. It actually has that real cheesy flavor. But yeah, the ingredients in this Swiss cheese: part skim milk, cheese culture, salt, and enzymes. That's exactly what cheese is supposed to be. Now, Munster cheese is something I haven't tried on the carnivore diet yet, but I plan on trying it, and I do want to see how this works for me. It does look like there's a little bit of extra in here, but not really that much. The ingredients start out as pasteurized milk, cheese culture, salt, enzymes, annatto, whatever that is. That gives it the color of the Munster, and contains milk. It's cheese, guys. Okay, so about 80 calories per slice. Same with this, 80 calories per slice. Pretty good options when you're trying to do a meat-based diet or just trying to get healthier in general. You need to find better quality cheeses, and I tend to choose the white cheeses for the most benefit. And again, California cheese. Let's see, California sliced Colby Jack cheese, still 80 calories per slice. If that's all you're doing is counting calories, then hurrah for you. I appreciate you for at least trying. Colby and Monterey Jack cheese, pasteurized milk, cheese culture, salt, enzymes, annatto for coloring, and again, it contains milk. Very similar products here. Very similar products. Very similar ingredient labels. I'm happy with all three of these products. Why does this one slow down my weight loss compared to this here? So that means this is a potential weight loss slower, but I still want to try it because I like Munster cheese. I like the flavor. I need to put these in the fridge real quick. I'm gonna have to reorganize everything in my fridge really soon. Oh, my shrimp. I gotta get the shrimp in the freezer because it's just kind of hanging out. Look out, my dog. Uh-oh. I am like pressed for room in here. Oh, my poor dog. Sorry. Sorry, I'm pushing you around. Okay. So, for now, the freezer's in this. The freezer's in the fridge. Okay. But now the shrimp's in the freezer for now. Something else that I like to buy at Costco, and it doesn't matter what type of eggs you buy. You know, I like these Wilcox eggs. They're approximately 80, 90 calories per egg. These are a nice brown egg. They have a beautiful, vibrant orange yolk. And I just like the way they taste. Now, all eggs are pretty much the same. They're made of the same stuff. It just really depends on where they come from and what animal it was producing it. Usually depends on the color of the egg and what it's going to look like, and also a little bit about what it's been fed while it's been there. But yes, let's see, how many are in here? So I got 2 packages of these. They're 40 count eggs. I apologize. I'm still getting over it. Whatever that crud is. Let's see. Omega eggs. They're $14.99 for 40 count. So that's a great deal. And it also provides us a lot of healthy nutrition. I eat a lot of eggs on the carnivore diet. I promote them. I would say you lose a lot of weight. This is, if you're just eating eggs alone, do it for 5 to 7 days, just eating solid eggs. That's all you're eating, just eggs. Try that for 5 to 6 days. You will have guaranteed weight loss. Just like if you eat eggs and then maybe some sardines. Those two foods right there are two of my #1 foods that I would promote for anybody. Just to do, you're looking to drop weight. Guaranteed weight loss. I don't care who you are. Only eat eggs and only eat sardines. Eat as many as you want throughout a week and then return to some healthier type foods. You know, the next week, you're going to get guaranteed weight loss. You're going to drop weight no matter what. Every single time I have done that for a solid week stretch, I have lost pretty good amount of weight. We're talking like 6-7 pounds at times, which is awesome. Oh, okay. I don't know why anybody buys orange juice. I see orange juice in here all the time. Orange juice is not the greatest thing, I found out, and it doesn't work for when you're sick and need vitamin C. It's the worst possible option out there. Because when you're sick, your body is like, the sickness itself, the virus, whatever it is, you know, the infection, it's looking for sugar. I mean, it's looking for sugar, looking for carbohydrates that turn into sugar. That's kind of what feeds it. All right, you get in there. And yeah, this is what I had to work with. I was using the little tiny Wilcox eggs that my wife bought when I got back. All right. So I am running out of room. I kind of need more room in my fridge and a lot less nonsense. Okay. All right, get you guys out of my way. Everything else here. Because I kind of need to get this big, giant slab of meat in the fridge for now, just so I can work on that in a little while. And it fits. So far it fits. I think I got all the refrigerator items picked up and out of the way. So, okay, what else did I buy at Costco? Because like I said, I spent about $500 at Costco. There was one item that wasn't even food related. These next items here, these are just a little bit healthier version of the snack item for my kids. Once in a while, I'll have some of these, like maybe one package after eating a big giant ribeye steak. I did an experiment one week where I was eating these after I ate dinner every night. I think I got like 5 or 6 pounds of weight loss that week. I was eating ribeye steaks or burgers, eggs, reindeer sausage, and then I would have like 1 or 2 at the most of any one of these, and they just seem to work. Now I got 2 boxes of these. These are my favorite too because they're the round shape, and I like the inconsistency and the toastiness of them. But let's see, how much did those cost? So we got pop chips. These are the pop chips. Those were $14.69 for 30 bags, so 60 of them. So for about 30 bucks, I got some way better than feeding my kids Doritos and Ruffles potato chips type snacks. They're not perfect, but we're not going for perfect in that situation. You know, because my kids and my family, they do not do the carnivore diet. Doesn't quite register yet. Maybe someday. Now we also have the regular popcorners. Again, just a healthier snack type option. You get 30 of these in a box, and it's a pretty good deal. These are actually a little bit cheaper. Let's see. Where's the price on these? Where did you go? Beef stick, popcorners. Yeah, popcorners. So the popcorners are, they're a little bit more expensive. So I knew one was a little bit more expensive than the others. Popcorners is $16.99, so a little bit, right around $32, $34 for 2 big boxes of this. But still, it provides a lot of healthier type options for your family. I definitely recommend people buy the healthier version of any type food. That way they can just roll on through life and not be so restrictive at times. This I bought in case of emergencies. Now I have a bigger type heater, but I saw the price on this and it came with its own hose. So I was pretty happy. So this here, you know, the indoor buddy heater. These are indoor safe. I used to use one of these when I first moved to Alaska. I had it in a little camper that I was living in. But at that time, I was just using the little tiny propane bottles. And since then, I found out you can get these new hoses, which this one comes with. So it comes with the external hose that hooks up to the bigger type propane cylinder. And I believe we have an image of that on the back. So you don't have to keep going through the little bitty tiny cylinders, like just tossing them in the cart. You're just making trash. You can refill those too, by the way. I wouldn't do it. I just get the big cylinder. And these heaters, just this little heater here alone, running on low, can potentially heat this entire trailer home enough to keep the pipes from freezing, especially in the wintertime. So this is another great backup option for the winter months. I don't care if you live down south. It gets cold down south too. Have something like this on hand. It's super cheap, super inexpensive. Make sure you got the extra hose so you can just rip off your barbecue cylinder or run down to the store, buy a barbecue cylinder, you know, when the power goes out. Because at some point, guys, the power is going to go out. You're going to have an issue, natural disaster. Wind's going to come through, knock your stuff down. But yeah, how much was that? So the buddy heater, that was another bigger purchase. That was only $79.99. Now, normally this product here runs over $100. So when I saw it at $79.99 and it came with that little handy dandy hose, which is super helpful, that means I don't have to go out and purchase another hose. That was usually another $20 or $30 for the hose. But this hose here that hooks up here comes with the filter already attached. Yes, there's problems with the filter. I understand that. Once in a while, you have to actually take the buddy heater apart. It's not hard. And then you just need to clean out the lines because it gets a little moisture down in the bottom of the lines. So if these things ever goof up on you, they're super simple to fix. There's nothing to them. It just ignites the propane and it runs through. Propane has moisture at times, and sometimes it gets in the lines and blocks it and causes problems. But yeah, I want to cook up some shrimp today. Tell me veg version of what? I need to know your specifics of veg version. I have nothing against vegetables. I just have a problem with what vegetables have done to me over the years. I've been trying to lose weight for so long, and I was so stuck on vegetables, do vegetables, stop eating, bacon, stop eating eggs, because eggs are going to give you a heart attack. Bacon's going to kill you. All that that's just nonsense. But yeah, I was eating the vegetables and I was eating the wrong kinds of vegetables. I was preparing my vegetables the wrong way. There's a lot of science that goes into vegetables because the oxalates, that was what was really screwing up my digestive system. And it was also giving me kidney stones, all kinds of pains, upper digestive issues, constipation, sometimes diarrhea. I was never satisfied with eating vegetables. I was never full when eating vegetables, even vegetable protein. So I had to find another source of something. And in between then, I fell off every kind of health wagon and I just became morbidly obese, completely depressed mess, unhappy, had tons of anxiety all the time. The pandemic just made it that much worse. That's when I started preparing my pantry, for the end of the world or whatever. They had us all spooked. So everybody did something a little ridiculous and I was one of those. But I do believe everybody needs to have some preparation type stuff. That's what this heater is about, because the power will go out here. And this is probably going to be my go-to source for heat. And I could just set it up right here in the kitchen, turn that thing on, maybe put it in the living room, turn it on, and it will keep the house sustainably warm, warm enough to keep the pipes from freezing. And I can just open up my little cabinet doors over here and keep those pipes warm. And so on. The underneath of the home is skirted really well, so I'm not too worried about that. And yeah, propane is handy. So I tend to have two of those bigger propane cylinders anyways, just for my barbecue grill. And I went out shopping for a barbecue grill today, but now we're going into winter. I couldn't find any. I'm sure there's some out there. If I go on Facebook Marketplace, chances are I might be able to find one. But I really want a new one, because I just took my other two to the dump. We have a charcoal grill outside, which is just fine, but it's just so much handier to push a button, have instant flame, cook your food, just like your stove in your house. It's just nice to turn it on and cook and not have to sit there and wait for time, to have, charcoal type flavor. And I love charcoal type flavor, but that's like a weekend project. You're getting ready to cook. You're going to be cooking certain foods for certain people or yourself. And that's a preparation type thing. Let's see. From Dubai. Hey, how are you doing from Dubai? I'm Big John. I live here in Alaska. Thanks for your content in the carnivore space. Your videos are so informative and helpful. Well, I appreciate you saying that. I am going to botch that name. Angelique? I think I might have got that right. Angelique C. Yeah, I love those, helpful comments and stuff like that. Are you a doctor? I think. What? I don't understand that. Love, Sunny. I am not a doctor. I really just tell everybody exactly what happens with me when I eat certain foods. So I've done like weeks upon weeks, over a year and a half worth of work. I guess you can call it work, because I spent a year and a half dedicated to my own health, where I was 435 pounds, and I'm working my way slowly down to 235 pounds. Right now, I'm down at about 266. No. I'm at 269, I think. 269 is where I'm at right now. So I'm looking at about 166 pounds of weight loss in the last year and a half, which is amazing. I mean, I got the skin to prove it, the flabby skin. I got the excess skin under the arms. It's kind of annoying, but I got tattoos, so that makes it fun. People like my tattoos sometimes. Let's see. Don't forget to hit the like button, everyone. I appreciate that, Outfish Ontario. Yeah, it's all right. We all know what you mean. If you guys want to hit the like button, there's 3 dots on the top here. You just click those 3 dots. A little like option will pop up, and that does help the stream. That also helps me get recommended a little bit more out there along the platform. And if you could, subscribe to the channel. I talk about this stuff every single week. I just try to explain exactly what happened throughout the week. Now, this week, I've been sick. And when I'm sick, I really don't worry too much about what I'm doing that might be off plan. There was a period of time throughout the week where I had some bananas. I wasn't too worried about that. I tried a couple of these little tiny mandarin oranges. They were too sweet for me. I didn't like those. Or double tap the phone screen. Oh, I guess does that work for liking? Double tap the phone screen. Holly Hobbies says that. You're down. Oh, Angelique says she's down 55 pounds, 50 to go. Congratulations, Angelique. I love hearing that stuff. I love hearing the success stories when people comment in my comment section of my regular videos or telling me, stuff that they're doing, stuff that's working for them. Sometimes that gives me ideas about things to either try or things to consider about talking to others, because there's a lot of unique adventures going on right now in the weight loss community. The community's growing. Thank goodness. A lot of us are in our 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and we're just trying to get better health because we've been duped. We've been lied to for so many years about what the food pyramid's supposed to be. I'm tired of all the lies. I'm tired of people spreading the lies about this is what you should eat as a healthy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Well, the whole topic of have to have breakfast is bogus. You don't have to have breakfast. Nobody has to have breakfast. Nobody has to have lunch. We don't need all these snacks that turn into tumbleweed mess and then turn into dinner time, and then we eat snacks and dessert and then all kinds of stuff before we go to bed. That's how you become morbidly obese, and I'm Captain Morbidly Obese. I got up there. Granted, I never get up to 700 pounds plus like some people, and those people are amazing. I don't know if you followed anybody that was 700 and something pounds, but their journey's down. A lot of them are getting down to the weight where I started. And it's just amazing. It's like, man, now I know a lot more about the whole process, because you don't know unless you've done it. Unless you've been 700 pounds, you don't know the struggles of going to the bathroom. You don't know the struggles of trying to wash yourself, the struggles of just trying to sleep, and you're breaking your bed. I was breaking my bed at 435 pounds. So, I could imagine, the pain in the butt trying to order a bed. You need a bariatric style bed, a bed that's designed to hold, 700 to 800 pounds a person. And then if you're a couple, if you're a couple and both of you are around 300 pounds and one of you's 400 pounds maybe, you're looking at 600 to 700 pounds of weight just bearing down on that tiny little frame of a bed. And then your mattress just can't handle it either. My mattress is pretty screwed up. Yeah, it's not recovering. I thought it was gonna. Lisa Blessed Life, hello. Shannon says hello to Lisa. Outfish Ontario says hi to Lisa as well. Let's see, health improved. Eating carnivore meal once or twice a day before Angelique says carnivore sardine challenge. It's crazy how my general health has improved. I eat filling carnivore meal once or twice before 2 p.m. That's amazing. Now, something else I put to the test on the carnivore diet is I eat only one meal a day as a general rule, except for on the weekends. I don't care on the weekends. And that's typically how I've been doing the most of it. When I started the BBB&E challenge, beef, bacon, butter, and eggs, I started focusing on weekend meals as beef, butter, bacon, and eggs for a while. I kind of fell off the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs wagon. But the nice part about the carnivore diet is you can hop right back on at any given time. You don't have to, cry about, oh, I ate something wrong. So what? Get back on it. Try it out. Keep going. Try to be more strict. That's what I've done, and it's been working. I've been having to use my inhaler for this cough. This is more like an infection or something going on in the back of my throat. So I get this incredible tickle, like right down here at the bottom by my collarbone, and it's super annoying. But last night I used my inhaler a couple times, and I was able to cough up so much stuff that I didn't want to keep in there. But the only reason I've had to use my inhaler is because I got sick. And so far, really, the vaping doesn't seem to affect the cough one way or another. So I just continue to vape. Don't worry about it too much. Because I don't wait, Jen. Let's see. Let's see what I'm going to go back up through here. Let's see. Oh, boy. You guys have been talking me up. There's a lot going on in there. I cannot possibly read all of that. I mean, why not go skinhead instead of just keeping balding hair? Because my wife's not home and she usually cuts my hair. And I typically do. But I don't sit there and run clippers over my head. I just don't care. Plus, I'm 50 years old. I stopped the competition of trying to look hot for other women. My wife likes me the way I looked, and I'm happy with that. And that's all I need, is my wife to care about me. Okay. I did BBB&E, ate shrimp. Still good, but yeah, off the wagon. That's not really so far off the wagon that it's like, oh, I did something really bad. Now, pizza, okay, that's really far off the wagon. We were going through some things, me and my son, last night. My son's I think he's turning 17 real soon. I'm sorry, he's turning 18 real soon. He's going to be graduating high school soon. But this has been I think yesterday was the 1-year anniversary, or I'm sorry, 2-year anniversary of his father's passing. I'm his stepdad. So we were sitting here, just me and him having a father-son type conversation about the past and about how things have been going and about how well he's doing in school right now. He's the battalion commander of his JORTC battalion, which is an amazing accomplishment. His grades are up there. He's doing incredibly well for the losses he's had in his life. But last night we had a pizza night, and as we were eating pizza, and I was eating pizza too. But before that, I had a big giant ribeye steak with a bunch of eggs. I did that on the live stream yesterday beforehand, so I wasn't too concerned about the pizza. But as I was sitting there, eating a cheese pizza, I'm talking to him a little bit about health and stuff, and how we just need to tone it back and cut it back. Some of the foods, focus a little bit more on healthy proteins and natural fats and stuff like that. But as I was just sitting there gobbling up this incredible pizza that we got from Papa John's, I was explaining to him, this is why I don't order pizza anymore. It's because I eat the whole pizza. And that was basically how it went last night. We were having an emotional type moment, a little bit of conversing back and forth across the table. I did order some chicken wings without any sauce, and those were pretty good. I shared those with my son. But like I said, as I was, talking about health and why I don't buy certain foods at times, is because, yeah, I'll eat the whole thing. So I got to stay away from, consistently ordering stuff like that. But if you go off plan on the carnivore diet, don't fret about it too much. Don't get upset about it. Just say, okay, this is my moment. This is my day. I'm just going to do this like I did last night. Now, today is going to be another day. I can rinse, repeat, reset, whatever you got to do. Just start going back on plan. I love ribeye steaks. I love the eggs. I love the sardines. I love how it all makes me feel. So yeah, I'm going to return to it after an off chance. I've been hearing a lot of things about people going off plan. For something else that I also mentioned in another comment section was I see a lot of people having issues going on vacation and cruises. Now, vacations and cruises, those are special events. But some of those cruises, you can cruise around for 6, 7 days. That's a long time to be way off plan. Now, when the people come home, man, they're having a hard time, because they're so back to the old routine of just eat kind of whatever's available. They're only doing it for a short time. But then when they get home, it just kind of leads to more bad decisions. And I get it. I understand exactly how that works. So just try to get back on plan. You know how you started. Just keep going. Just keep the wheel going. And then you'll find your health benefits at the end of it. But enjoy your times. If you got vacation, enjoy it. Eat some weird food. That's okay. You're out. You might be in a different country. Yeah, I'm going to try some new stuff. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. But I'm also going to be searching for the meat-based items if I can find them. But once in a while, I'm going to have a pizza. So I have my pizza. And then the following week, I just focus right back on where I was. That's how we do this type of living. And this is how we gain our health benefits. And we still had the pizza or whatever your choice might be. Some of you, it's cheesecake. Cheesecake's great. It's almost on the carnivore diet, except for a lot of it contains a lot of sugar, depending on who makes the cheesecake. Some ice cream options or carnivore options as well. Again, it's kind of hard to dial in your sweeteners and stuff like that to make it taste great. But as your palate cleanses from doing fasting or the carnivore diet and you're only eating meats and fats, your palate will change. A lot of the sweeteners don't taste good anymore. So it kind of throws you off. So yeah, Halloween, that's going to be a hard one. Kids are coming home with Halloween candy. Regardless, it's kind of how our society works now. They're going to come home with Halloween candy. There's going to be a lot of stuff you used to like. Now, a lot of the items I used to like from my childhood, they're not the same. They're made with all kinds of overly processed ingredients now. A lot of it's soybean oil and other type of artificial sweeteners. They can't even afford real sugar anymore, so they're using high fructose corn syrup. That makes a little bit of a problem for many of us, unless we're extremely active. I'm not active. I drive a big truck, so I lose weight by the foods I eat now. I never thought I could lose weight just by eating food. Especially when I started. I had no idea that I could lose weight just by eating as much as I want, but I had to be on the specific type of foods, and I was losing weight. And I was like, wow, this is almost foolproof for most people. But at times you have wonky moments. So just forgive yourself and move on. Work had brought in pizza, smells so good. I ate the toppings only. Now that is a great way to do it. That was something I was doing when I was trying to transition myself away from pizza. Like say we went out and got Costco pizza. I also found out that if you take the toppings off a pizza, so if you get like a supreme pizza, okay, yeah, whatever. It's got vegetables, it's got mushrooms, it's got pepperoni, sausage, whatever, and a lot of cheese. Just take it off. Just take it off, eat that. And in your brain doesn't know the difference that it doesn't have dough. Your brain, as you're eating the food, you feel satiated in a way like you just ate that entire pizza. It's so strange. I don't know if anybody else has felt that same way. But yeah, I was stripping the toppings off, just eating the toppings, and I felt like I ate a whole solid piece of pizza. Just didn't have any of the bread, none of the gluten, none of the flour type stuff. Low carb diet is one of the best diets for health. For optimal health, say you're an athlete or something like that. Some carbs are kind of necessary for that type of lifestyle, but most of us aren't there anymore. I'm not going to go out and run a marathon. I'm not going to jump on my bike and, ride like 500 miles on my bicycle. I'm not that type of person. I'm just being realistic with my expectations in life and just trying to prolong myself just a little bit longer. Spend some more time with my family, some enjoyable time with my family. Walking around the store today was a blessing. I mean, I felt great. I was just up, I was walking through the store. I'm like, yeah. And I was noticing some other people that looked healthy as well. They were looking at me. They're like, I thought I remembered that guy as a fat guy. They kind of gave me that side eye look like, he looks pretty healthy. His skin looks clean. My clothes really don't fit me anymore. So I look a little silly walking around. And I'm 50, guys. I don't care. If I can look silly, I can look stupid, I can be balding. Don't care. Gray hair. Gray hair is awesome. What is my cousin doing here? Angelo, you got a cousin here? Let's see. Prab, Prab Hakar. Lost 14 kgs with zero carb diet. I don't know what 14 kgs converts to into pounds, but that sounds pretty impressive. I believe that's a lot of pounds you lost with a zero carb diet. Um, yeah, pretty much anybody, if they go like zero carbs, they can start losing some weight, but it becomes really hard to sustain unless they figure out, their own strategy. Because most of these diets that are out there, like the keto diet, for instance, if it's not fun for them, if the food doesn't taste good, just like eating a salad for me, once in a while a salad tastes good, but I don't enjoy how I feel if I'm just going to eat that salad. That's it. Because I'm super hungry right after. Salad, lettuce in general gives me sugar cravings. I want to eat sugary foods and candies and stuff like that. I found that out. I'm not the only one that gets triggered for sugar after eating lettuce, and I don't know what the cause is. And so far, nobody does either. Let's see, processed grains and seed oils are killers. Yes, they can be, especially if they're overly consumed. That can be a problem. The change in you is incredible. Thank you. Wang lost 30 pounds. Let's see, 25-ish. That's all right. 30 pounds closer, 25-ish. That's awesome. Oh, that must be the conversion. 30 pounds. Yeah. So 14 kg could be right around 30 to 25 pounds. That's an amazing weight loss. I just want people to be healthy, enjoy their time in this world. I found that losing the weight and then coming around to, when the mental clarity opened up for me, I really started to understand the testimonies people were talking about. I had a hard time. In the transition. When I was morbidly obese, I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of depression. I wasn't comprehending things in a neutral type way. Somebody would tell me their testimony and I'd feel like instantly combating them. No, you can't do that. You can't do it that way. Well, maybe you should try this instead. And I'm the one that's messed up. And this is where I get a lot of weird advice from people just like me that are in that messed up stage. They don't understand that, they can't physically comprehend the fact of how we're getting healthy just by eating meats and fats. I mean, that doesn't make sense to them. They don't understand that we don't have body odor. Our teeth are getting stronger. All these cavities I had throughout my mouth are healed themselves just by eating meats and fats. I mean, it's silly. My hearing's improved just by eating meats and fats. Some people claim their eyesight has improved just from eating meats and fats. It's so crazy. It still seems crazy to me. I mean, all my joint pain, back pain, neck pain, knee pain, foot pain, gone. Gone. I was in so much pain when I was 400 pounds plus. So much pain. I mean, it was the type of pain where you just want to take yourself and take care of it and just be done with this world. Didn't want to be here anymore. Didn't want to go to bed because it hurt to sleep. I didn't want to sit in this chair because it hurt to sit down. I didn't want to walk to the bathroom because my feet hurt so bad. I couldn't walk anywhere barefoot. I couldn't hardly get in the shower because my feet were numb with neuropathy because I was morbidly obese and I was pushing too much weight down on my feet and I was screwing everything up. There was a lot of pain I experienced as I went through the transition from 435 pounds down to about 300 pounds. I had a lot of pain in my body a lot of it went away, but I still was suffering with a lot of other pain because as your body adjusts, because it's like doing its own thing, just trying to adjust to a smaller frame because it's so used to being a big person. It hurt. I mean, it hurt, my shoulders, my neck. I had constant neck pain back here. And that went away one day. It was like, whoa, I didn't even realize I had that much neck pain in there until it was gone. I had pains in my hands and my feet and my knees. My knees, man. Oh, if I were to kneel down and then get back up, my knees would hurt for a solid 2 weeks. All that water and that inflammation from eating all the crap food that I had previously went away. It was amazing. Yeah, your teeth do, Prabhakar. Yes, teeth become strong without any medication. Yeah, I didn't need medication, didn't need fluoride. In fact, I I choose a toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride in it. Guys, do whatever you want to do when it comes to that. I don't like the idea of fluoride. I don't like the idea that I'm pumping fluoride into our water. When I lived in Missouri, I had tons of cavities right around the edges of my teeth. And I had to get a lot of those filled in all the way around. I also had a major dental work on a facial right over here. And I thought I was going to lose that right before I started the carnivore diet. I thought I was going to lose that tooth because it was so tender. It was like all the facial type filling they put on there was like getting loose and going to come off. But since I got real serious on the carnivore diet, somehow, magically, I don't know, because it was a sensitive tooth, there was definitely decay going on underneath the tooth. I was doing like the keto diet at that time, so there was some vegetables and slight carbs in there, even with the keto diet, but that was creating sensitivity. But I removed all that stuff, and I focused on more 100% or at least 90% type meat-based eating, and then a little bit of off. But I didn't gain all of the structure back to my tooth until I really started getting serious with beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And that's only been ongoing for a little over a month now. But I had a lot of improvement just eating beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Like fast. There was so much improvement there. Wow, your neuropathy is gone, Angelique says. That is awesome. I still have some neuropathy. It's nothing like it was before. I was having a hard time feeling the pedals of my truck when I drove. I was having a hard time driving my cars. I had to be very, very particular on how I pushed the pedals, because when you have neuropathy, you don't feel through your feet like you used to. And this is how you have those crazy accidents where you step on the wrong pedal by accident, either the brake pedal or the throttle, and then you're just through the garage door. Yeah, I don't use mouthwash anymore either, because I don't have that rotten bad breath like when I ate a lot of vegetables. And it wasn't just vegetables. It was overly processed food type stuff with a lot of soybean oil and stuff. I had horrible breath then. Horrible breath. Hi again, Harold Peterson. Wow. Harold Peterson. I mean, that could be your actual name. I don't know if people come up with this stuff on purpose or by accident. But when you say that online, like Peterson, it sounds like beat your son. But maybe my apologies. Have you still got any of those steaks left from last time? I have two. Actually, I have three. I cooked two of them yesterday. When I did that live stream yesterday, I ate one of those. I do have an extra one already cooked. I just bought a big giant piece of steak. I need to start processing that at some point and get that going. Betterson is my name. Oh, Betterson. Okay. It's all right. I was pronouncing it way. I apologize for botching names at times. I try my hardest. We get a lot of people from all over the place, and they have different pronunciations, and sometimes they just misinterpret. How did I get Peterson out of that? I mean, Betterson makes more sense. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory now. All right. Let's see. Gotta get this off the table. Yeah. I mean, these things right here almost make you look forward to the power going out, because when you have something like this and you're just prepared, you're like, yeah, go out, power. But as soon as you get stuff like this, the power never goes out. So either way, you win. I mean, that's like a winning situation. I mean, those people down in Florida, I mean, I pray for you guys. I mean, I've been getting all kinds of reports up here from people down in Florida saying that not even, and some of the people further inland, there was a lot of washout going on with that whole storm down there. Because it brought in the hurricane. The hurricane did its thing, but then it pushed all that moisture further up in. And people couldn't get out of their homes. I don't know if some people can get out of their homes because it just washed away the hillsides and took the roads away. People are like, yeah, there's no road there anymore, which is crazy. So my wife bought me a little present. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. It's an ashtray. I mean, I don't really smoke anymore. On occasion, I might dabble into a cigarette or two, but I'm not a smoker like I used to be. But we have relatives that smoke, so I can always put this on the porch and let them use it. That'll work out nice for them. I'm surrounded by stuff. Go in the other room. All right. So, we've been talking for how long? Almost an hour now. I need to kind of get my workspace ready so I can process this. And again, whoever sent me, said some cargo company sent this. But they sent me some beef tallow. I want to thank you because we were just getting ready to run out of beef tallow. So now I was going to order from that same company. Whoever ordered this or ordered the first one for us, thank you. And yes, we were going to order from South Chicago. So South Chicago, so the beef tallow is from South Chicago Packing. I've been using this stuff for quite a while now. And the ingredients in here are rendered Wagyu beef fat. This package here is a 42-ounce package. They have different sizes of this. So if you're looking for a healthy fat option, you know, just to get a little bit more fat or do some extra cooking. Yeah, that's a great way to go. Okay. So I need to get my cutting board ready. I also need to get to wet this. So this is a little trick somebody taught me here on the channel. I love people that teach me little tiny things. What is going on here? There we go. So you just take a wash rag and turn the camera so people can see what you're talking about. Just take a wash rag and wet it and wring it out. Now this is super helpful for traction for your cutting board. I mean, little fun stuff like that. You just put it over the edge of the counter like that, and you can take your ugly cutting board that you're getting ready to use. Now it doesn't move. Yeah, isn't that awesome? It doesn't move. So I can put the meat on here and it's not going to slide around like it was in previous poorly made videos that I've done. Okay, I'm digging over here for my fillet knife. Now this is the knife that I use. It's just a fillet knife. It's one of the longer ones. This is a Kershaw. I bought this at AIH here in Anchorage. They were selling them pretty cheap, maybe $15, $30 most. But it's comes with a nice little sheath. And we fillet a lot of fish up here. And the reason why we have fillet knives is because we need it to bend. So when we're filleting a fish, we put the tip down, we get up underneath the bones, and we just run it through. And it's nice to have that nice curve and bend. Plus it's got a really nice handle. That gives me a lot of control. And I use this knife for just cutting the ribeye steak, which we're going to do here in just a second. But I do need to sharpen the knife because every time you get ready to use a knife, just give it a little sharper. That way you're not fighting to cut whatever you're trying to cut. I don't know if there's a difference between these two sharpeners here. This is just like a cheap. So the sharpener is made by Smith's. I'm not sure if they're a good brand or not, but it seems to work really well. We're just getting my knife prepped. You know, because we're just getting ready to make a mess. All right, let's head over here. I gotta grab this meat. Ta-da! Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here. Check this out. So that's the meat I'm getting ready to get into. That's all the eggs I bought at Costco. Those were the eggs I had from previous. My wife made up a bunch of the chicken. It's got some seasoning on it. So these are just drumsticks. That is the steak I have. That's a ribeye steak left over. But yeah, some sandwich meat. And here's a bunch of the cheese that I bought today. So yeah, let's get this huge chunk of meat out. A little over $200 for this. So worth it. So worth it. This is the best budget way to do the carnivore diet. I mean, I get it, guys. Not everybody can afford whatever this is. Where is it? $207.61. And that gives me, that's $17.76. Oh, 17 pounds. Yeah, a little over 17 pounds. At $11.69 per pound. That works. I'm okay with that. I don't know about you guys. I'm okay with that price. What are you doing? Oh, we're way. There we go. Yeah. This is like the first time I ever started making a video on YouTube. You know, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I just kind of wing it, and that's how everything works. So, okay, got that. I'm gonna set this in the sink because we're gonna have some drainage issues here in a second. Better angle. How about that, mister? Pay attention to the people that care about you. Okay. All right, there's that. That's just getting us started. Now, if I do this correctly, I'm not going to make a huge giant mess. So I go down, slice, go all the way down, poke, and then we just slice it up again. And my goodness, what am I doing wrong today? Everything. Let's try this. Okay, that's a little better. Just call me new at this. But at least now you can see what the heck I'm doing. So yeah, we're just cutting the wrapper off. And I'm going to get a little dirty here. I have gloves for this. I'm going to go grab some. Let's go for a walk over here. So Costco sells these gloves as well. These are just, I think these are Costco gloves. I don't know. But these are just rubber gloves for my hands. They help me from getting all yucky when I'm doing, so I'm going to be doing a lot of these. And then I'm going to have to put these in plastic bags for later. And if you should want to touch things, like in an emergency, after touching a lot of meat, it's way funner just to rip these off, and then you got clean hands again. You're not all covered in meat hands. Because, yeah, even when doing hamburgers, stuff like that, it's nice to have gloves on. That way you can immediately utilize your touchers. So, okay, that's done. I need to get some plastic bags out. And if you guys have been here before, you know what I'm doing here. We're 1 gallon Ziploc bags. I get a bunch of these ready and we just open them. That's all I'm doing. That way I don't have to get the bags all covered and nasty. So each bag contains about 2. Last time I had approximately 16 of these. So I got 2, 4, that's 2 bags. And they're gonna make a mess. Okay. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of these. Probably gonna reuse in this entire box. What's left. So I'll put as many in bags as I can. And it doesn't matter where you put them, just throw them somewhere. That way you can grab them. There we go. Okay. So we got all the bags open. All the bags that I have. I think I got some more somewhere. Maybe not in here though. I hope. Or I might have to go grab some more. So okay, get the board ready. Now we're gonna pull you out. Carefully. Get out of the way. This is the messy part, because all the red juice, all the red yummy juice. Ah! See what I'm doing? Don't do this. Come on. This is really hard to hold. Ugh. There we go. We're almost there. I am not a professional anything. I drive a big truck. Holy cow, this thing is bigger than my cutting board. Look at this thing. It's so massive. Awesome. All right. I'm going to need to find something to wipe my hands with periodically. And I have a red one. That way I don't ruin it. It's just red anyway, so it's not going to hurt it. But it helps just with control. So first off, we're just going to start and square up the end. This one does not matter because it's an end. And we're just making it nice and clean so I can actually start making some clean steaks. If you wanted to, you could feed that to your dog, doesn't matter. I need a place to put it though. We're going to use this plate. I can do anything except for this. Okay. So now I got the nice face going on here. See all that fat? You can actually trim off a lot of this fat and then just make that into like nice little fatty snacks in the air fryer or cook it up in a pan. So I just use my thumb to get a gauge on exactly about how wide I want my steak to be. And then just give it a nice cut through. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're making your own steaks. But the fillet knife is super sharp and makes this so much more fun than trying to saw through it with a really crappy knife. But there we go. There's my first steak. It's not uniformly thick. I'm not an expert on how to cut steak. But having a nice long knife is super helpful with a really good grip. So having a rubber grip, that's a beautiful steak there. So how I'm measuring this is I'm actually using my knuckle right here. So I go from about here to here. That's about the width of my steak that I just to start with. Now you can make them thicker, you can make them thinner, it doesn't really matter. That just gets my first long cut through, then I can start working on the rest. And if somebody wants to send me like a really fancy knife for cutting, or you want me to talk about your knife, absolutely. You can send one to the mailing address in the description section of the channel, and I will absolutely promote your product if you make stuff. Especially if I can find your stuff to be useful. The more useful your stuff is, the more apt I am to talk about it. Because I really don't promote products here unless I find out they're useful. You know, just like this Kershaw fillet knife, it's useful. I mean, I can use it for fishing season, when my wife catches fish. But most of all, yeah, I can make a big stack of ribeye steaks with it. All right, this is good stuff here, guys. And after we're done, we're going to count up the steaks, see how many steaks I got, and then we can do some, maybe with your help, I can do some basic math and figure out, you know, about how much money I'm spending per meal, because I'm only eating one of these steaks per day. So I eat one of these steaks per day. I add 3 to 4 eggs. Or I might have a little bit of reindeer sausage with that. So I'm still well under, or right around $14 a meal. Right around $14 a meal, living in Anchorage, Alaska. And I only eat one meal a day, especially throughout the week. Wow. This is a... So this piece was a little bit frozen on the inside, so it's making it a little bit harder for me to cut. But that's not even half the pile there yet. So I'm halfway through. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 6 decent steaks right there. And I need to start putting some away. And this is all I do, is I just put them in a Ziploc bag. And I'll pile them up here for now. They can just hang out up there. But they're in a nice clean bag and out of the way. I just alternate them a little bit because they fit better that way in the bag. And I am probably going to run out of bags pretty quickly. Now I can put 4 of these in a bag easily, but the problem is they're going to be frozen. So, and I might have to do that here at some point. And that's it. Okay, that's 6 steaks. Now I can start working on the next pile. We still have a lot of meat here. We still have a lot of meat here. I don't know. How do you guys normally cut up a big piece of processed meat like this? Do you guys just do it on the fat side? You start on the fat side, or you flip it over and you cut from the meat side down? I mean, I don't know if it really matters. I think the last time I had the fat side down, but I'm not sure. We can try to flip it over. We can flip this over and see if this is any better. See, I'm not sure about that. I kind of liked it a little bit better on the other side. But, all right, get a good line here. Okay, I think I liked it better cutting through the fat cap first, because I had a little bit more control with that entire fat cap being on top. It still takes about the same amount of, work to get through. So we're going to flip that back over, because I liked it better the other way. There we go. Because it seems like the fat cap helps just hold everything together, and it's not like getting weird, squishy. It doesn't squish out in weird ways. And I'm having a hard time because now I'm in the middle of the piece and it's a little frozen on the inside still, which isn't too bad. Okay, I just slipped a little bit, so that means it's time to take your rag and clean your gloves a little bit. That way we're not going to have any accidents and I have to go to the hospital. I'd take you with me though. There we go. That's way funner. Okay. I'm probably going to have to go dig around and see if I can find any more gallon Ziploc bags, because I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. Beautiful. Well, that's a really soft piece of fat up there on the tip. Oh yes, come on, we're almost done. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one more, that'll make another 6. That's 12 that we've cut up so far. So this was just a little over $200. All right, there's 6. There's a piece of Sadie food. Here, Sadie. Good girl. Yes. It's important to give the dog a little bit of treats once in a while, because she's just down there being good. Now, all my cats are outside. I got all my cats outside. If they were in here, they'd be like up in my face trying to get at this. Yeah, they followed me out when I was trying to bring all these crazy groceries in the house. Okay. So again, I'm going to have approximately 16 steaks. I think this is number 15 right here. Oh, there we go. That should be 15. This cut here. Yeah, we're going to make 2 fat ones out of this one here. And that'll call that the end. Okay. So we're looking pretty good. Now this is just the end piece right here. It's not so pretty. These are typically the ones I cook up first. So I got those two on a plate. So this is the first two. I got 6 up there. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I got 17 steaks out of that. So 17 divided by $200, $207.61. I'm not sure what that number is going to come out to, but that is what I get for that amount of steak. Need to clean my hands a little bit. Get some of these packaged up. I don't know if I'm going to have enough bags. I only got a couple more bags over here. I was at Costco too, and I could have bought a whole lot more of these bags. Oh, that's a nice fat one right there. That feels like a pound, maybe 2 pounds or a pound and a half. I'm not sure. All right, you guys sit still. Okay. Get you guys in there. Man, it's like every other one. It's just like the most beautiful steak I've ever seen. And the most fun part about doing it this way is, yeah, you get to pick and choose which ones you want. Okay. Yeah, because sometimes when they cook up, they don't cook up. They start to curl at times. I don't know why they curl, but they do. Oh, wrong way. I'm going to put you in there this way. And I got a little more bag over here. So, let's see what we're going to do here. These are fat. That's a super fat steak right there. Man, that looks awesome. So we might put 3 in this bag, because this is down towards the end where it starts to taper off. But if I can, I'm going to try to keep them flat like that. Let's see, I might be able to do this. And it could be tight, and I don't care. So, okay, there's 3 in that bag. Okay. I need to be careful and not make a mess. All right. Now I can take these off. Again, clean hands are important. Boom. We have a lot of meat here. $12 each steak. Awesome. Okay, so that puts me right in the $14 range per meal still. Because a couple, 3 or 4 eggs doesn't cost a whole lot of money. And then maybe if I have some reindeer sausage. So I'm guessing at minimum right around $15 per meal. When I was in Nome, Alaska, I managed to keep my meals, one meal a day, right around $25 a meal, even as far up there as Nome. That was crazy. Because I was scared. I was like, man, how am I going to do the carnivore diet this far up, this far out of the way? Because, yeah, the price of food up there is just crazy expensive. But the thing is like the majority of the food that's purchased up there, it's a lot of overly processed foods that people are buying. And they're spending a lot of money on nothing. They're spending money on air that's in a bag. And it's not polite to sit there and just tell people, you're like, hey, that's, you're getting ripped off. But you guys are. You're getting ripped off. Because a lot of the people there, they were buying the same foods I used to buy, like the Tyson chicken tenders that are breaded and the, maybe frozen pizzas or, a lot of the pre-made stuff, that I used to buy. I mean, it was pretty normal shopping. And then once in a while, I'd see somebody that I actually knew, and they're like, man, that's all you eat? You know, so I'd be walking out with 2 or 3 of these and some reindeer sausage. They're like, dude, I see you come in here like every couple of days, and this is like all you get. And I was like, yeah, one meal. And that lasts me 2 to 3 days. And that's what I eat to lose weight and not be so fat and miserable. Because it's miserable when you're fat and miserable. Okay. I'm probably going to have to bring some of these back to my back freezer, because I don't think I got room up here. So when I close these bags, I just give them a nice little pat, try to get a little bit of air out. Doesn't matter. These don't last long. You know, so I got 17 steaks. So that's approximately 17 meals. I mean, unless my wife wants one, so that's going to cut it down a little bit, but still, I'm more than happy to feed my family steak compared to a lot of the other options they've had before. And it makes me feel good when I see my kids just eating steak, and they eat it like I eat it. They eat it raw. I don't put a lot of seasonings on here. They don't ask for ketchup. My daughter, I mean, an amazing moment there. My daughter said that steak tastes better without ketchup. I was so happy. That was like a proud moment. And I was like, oh, yay. You know, my daughter finally realized that steak tastes awesome without ketchup. Oh, I had another bag up here. So I did have enough bags. Well, actually, I can put these away. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. Because I don't need to cook these like right now. All right. I put those away. What I do want to cook is the shrimp. I want to get some shrimp going. Now, when I was younger, I used to make a lot of shrimp with the, I can just put these right in the fridge. So we'll head on over to the fridge, because I'm going to cook the ends first when I do cook them. I'm not sure when I'm going to cook them. All right, so those are in there. I'm going to have those at some point. All right. So the problem I'm going to have is space in this freezer, because I got this stuff in here. Okay, so let's see, what do I got here? I'm only gonna cook up one bag of shrimp for now. These other bags of shrimp can go away. This is horrible. Then we got all these vegetables, and I bought those blueberries thinking I was going to eat them. I did not. Okay, get out of the way. Okay, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. So I still got a lot of hamburger meat left. Now I got to figure out how to stack steak in there. And grab 3 or 4 bags of these all at once. All right. Yeah. How about that? I'll just get the steak all nice and neat in there, and then I'll worry about these Oreo cookie things. Uh-oh. Knocked the light out. Okay, I am not too overly concerned with these things. But these are the kids. They seem to like them. Got a whole bunch of ice packs in here. Just kind of stack these up in here somehow. I don't know. This sucks. I hope I'm getting down to the bottom here, because there's too many of these. Maybe I can put these up here. crazy ice packs. Okay. They're all on the door. Any more? Hey, we're empty. Yay, the junk food. Okay. So that's all the steaks in there. Cauliflower pizza there. Got a lot of... My wife killed a lot of birds, so we got a lot of grouse left over. And I got these bags here. I'm going to make that one. I'm going to make that entire bag. And we need to grab you guys and head to the back. We're going to take a tour through the house. Because I have a freezer back here. Somewhere. It's in my bedroom. I'm going to have to make room in the freezer. Okay, shrimp. Anybody else do this? You got a freezer in your bedroom? How much room we got in here? I bought this ham like forever ago thinking I was going to make it. My daughter liked ham. And I never did make it for her. I don't know what else I have in there. So when we get a good deal on milk, you know, we'll buy it on sale. Oh, there's some sort of meat there. Oh, that's more spruce hen, spruce grouse. Looks like some frozen pizzas down there. 1, 2, 3. Ta-da. Okay. Now I can go focus on the shrimp. Oh, my dog needs to go out. Come on. Go ahead. Go. Let's go. Up. Let's go. Come on. I'll take you out. Let's go. You need to go potty? Yeah, I'm coming. Keeps looking behind her like I'm not coming. I'm coming. Okay. Go potty. Don't forget to come home. She's a good dog. Go potty, come back. We'll talk about it. Okay. So, all right, I got a chance to sit down. I'm not gonna, well, I am gonna. I'm gonna get that stuff ready to go here in a minute. I think we're gonna do it in a cast iron skillet though. Yeah, get that preheated. Well, my dog is ready to come in like now. Huh. Okay. The pan is heating up a little bit. I'm gonna make some shrimp. Come on. Oh, the fat cat's coming in. Everybody know Gray Bear? There she goes. Hey, Chubby. Yes. That's my assistant cat there. That's the one that got me into walking when I was first starting to lose weight. That cat saved my life. She was like very persistent, and she would actually get her collar when it was hung up because I have a harness for her, and she was always like, take me outside, and she would sit here in front of me and just stare at me with flat eyebrows, demanding. Somebody's taking off. Do you overnight truck? Well, I do a little bit of everything depending on what needs to be done. Up here in Alaska, we don't truck like they do in the lower 48. Everything is different. If we were to move freight from here to Kenai or Anchorage to Fairbanks or Prudhoe Bay, the majority of that trucking is done overnight. Plus in the wintertime, everything's dark anyway, so everything's kind of like nighttime. We only get a few hours of daylight. Let's see, cat will like the shrimp. Yeah, the cats love the shrimp. Let's see what happened to my vape. But yeah, the Costco trip was pretty fun. I was getting a lot of looks for what I had in there. Everybody's looking at me like, oh, you're having a party. I'm like, no, this is what I eat for food, you know, every week. And they were looking over my cart, and they're, you know, because I have a little bit of variety going on in there. You know, some of the bananas and the pop chips, for instance, those took up a lot of the cart, but they were looking at the you know, a big chunk of ribeye. I'm like, yeah, that's the majority of my meals right there. It's just that ribeye steak. And now I'm going to add some shrimp. We're going to try that out. For the most part, I'm always around a kitchen at some point in the day. When I was up in Nome, we were trucking up in Nome for 12 hours plus a day, and then but we had an apartment to come home to, so that wasn't too bad of a deal. It's, you know, kind of like coming home to your own kitchen. You got to make your own food. The only problem I had was when it was time to go home. They didn't give us any warning. It wasn't like, oh, you're going home tomorrow and you got a chance to figure out what you're doing with your groceries, because we bought, you know, groceries are hundreds of dollars up there. So, you know, I was trying to recommend to the other guys that were there, you know, just buy groceries for a couple of days at a time. Don't buy groceries for like you're living back home with family, because you're going to wind up losing all those groceries. You can't pack them home with you unless you got a lot of room. But yeah, surf and turf. Yeah. Use only coconut oil for cooking. It will do wonders for your health. I used to use coconut oil for a lot of things, especially digestive issues, constipation type issues. I was using coconut oil. I also use coconut oil as lotion. You know, put it on my hands, put it on my arms, just all over. You can rub it all over your body. It's good stuff. You can eat it too. So, but I was putting some in my coffee for a period of time. That was helping with some digestion issues that I was having as I was transitioning into the carnivore diet. So I'm not against coconut oil. Coconut oil works for me. I didn't have any adverse reactions from the coconut oil, even though the coconut's technically a seed. It was working. Yeah, it worked out real well. I still do bacon. Yes, absolutely. I got bacon in the fridge. Last weekend, me and my son, we cooked up about 2 or 3 pounds of bacon, and we ate it within a day or so. It was pretty fast. Hi. You want to say hi? You want to say hi to the peoples? People like you, because you're like one of the first cats on the channel. Hey, look up here. See? Hi. She's purring. She's purring because I'm holding her. Well, she's my Kung Fu Panda. Cheeky cha cha. Cheeky cha cha. Would you wear an outfit if I got you one? Would you? Would you wear an outfit if I got you one? I wanted to get her like a little Rambo outfit or something so she could like run down the hallway and act like she's got a gun in her hand. But yeah, she's been super needy the last couple of days. Like, I had all 4 cats, which is weird, in my bed last night. They were just like all kind of like spread out a little bit because they don't like each other touching one another when they're in bed. Yeah, she just came in from outside too, so I'm surprised her feet aren't dirty. That was something I was really surprised about. So my total bill at Costco today was $501.33. But that's going to last me quite a while. And yes, that one big large chunk was $200 for all of that ribeye steak we just got done processing. But when you just divide that throughout the period of time, so that's going to last me, you know, what, almost 17 days? 17 days of food, potentially. At about $14 a day, which is a huge savings. It's a huge savings. People are like, oh, that's too expensive. You can't do that. Well, I'm not buying all the condiments. I'm not buying, you know, French fries or a bunch of extra vegetables and stuff to make with the same meal. I'm actually dirtying a lot less dishes, you know, because I can use one pan for everything I want to do. I don't have to like have a pan and a pot of boiling water and pasta over here and then make another crock pot full of, you know, tomato sauce or whatever I decide to make. $1,000 now. $1,000 now. Oh, I get what you mean. Yeah, $1,000 now. Keep that receipt YouTube tax deductible. I'm not worried about that. Yeah, that's silly stuff I don't worry about, even though I could. We really don't make enough money here on YouTube to even worry about taxes. Although this year, I'm probably going to have to do some taxes this year. You know, because I think I might have made enough to worry about it. Yeah, you could do it 12 times. But yeah, I mean, it's really not that unaffordable. It's not an unaffordable way to live. And it used to make me scared, you know, when I first started doing any type of health related diet, because for a long time, you know, like GNC had the hooks in me for a while. All these powders and all these vitamins. And I mean, I was spending over $500 just on GNC products that didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. Yeah, it was just better off for me to figure out the carnivore diet and actually start doing it. I need a lot less vitamins. I think all of my vitamins combined, yeah, I think they're right under $100 for all the vitamins I have combined. Vitamin D3, the magnesium glycinate, fish oil capsules, and I think there's one more over there. Oh, the zinc. I take zinc as well. It's kind of hard to get zinc from anywhere. It's just kind of hard for a lot of people to get zinc. I should probably start looking into maybe some copper or iodine supplements at some point. But I just feel amazing. I don't have that feeling like I need to have liver in order to survive, like when I was transitioning, because I felt like I was missing out on a lot of stuff when I came into the carnivore diet. So I was eating liver. I was eating a lot more sardines at that time. Tons of eggs, just tons and tons of eggs. I've been eating a lot of eggs the entire time. It just really works. Yeah, I take vitamin D up here. Absolutely. But if we have enough salmon in the freezer, which we don't this year, we don't have enough to make it throughout the entire winter. Excuse me, that cough will never go away. But if you start feeling sad, depressed, lonely, or anything like that, and you eat a piece of salmon, that goes away, because the salmon provides all the vitamins and omega-3s and the D3 and all that nutrition to keep you thriving up here in Alaska. That's part of living off the land up here, is that Alaska provides exactly what you need to survive here. That's where a lot of the Alaskan natives have, you know, figured it out. They figured it out well before we got here. And they also ate a carnivore diet. You know, lo and behold, the Alaskan natives have been eating a carnivore diet almost their entire lives. They do mix in some berries and some other stuff, but they never focused on greenhouses or growing vegetables until, you know, modern people came up here and started showing them all these different options. Now some people have greenhouses. They grow their own vegetables, even as far north as Nome. It's kind of crazy, but you know, if they get a decent summer, you can get a lot of sunshine up there, and you can have some pretty incredible vegetables. Here around Anchorage, out in Palmer area, there's some amazing farms. Now, Alaska grown tomatoes. I don't really eat tomatoes anymore, but Alaska grown tomatoes are some of the best tomatoes I have ever had anywhere that I've traveled. And I've traveled all over the lower 48 United States. I've been to Mexico and Canada. But Alaska grown tomatoes are just amazing. I mean, it's like pure sugar, but it tastes like sweet tomato candy or something like that. It's just amazing. Just amazing. Omega-3, D3, and K2s. I haven't bought any K2s. I haven't looked into those yet. But then again, I do this loosely. You know, I just do whatever for a period of time, and then I might change it up. Now, there was something I was wanting to try. I don't know if it's a good idea now since I've gone so strict carnivore, but something I was wanting to try was an actual fruit fast. You know, 6 or 7 days of just fruit. But I don't know if I can do that now after being, you know, such a strict carnivore, because I used to binge eat fruits and I had tons of problems trying to do the carnivore diet. And then I was binge eating fruits. I was having pale stools. I was getting all the signs and symptoms of an intestinal infection going on. So once I figured it was the fruits that were the cause, I even went to the doctor and talked to him about it. And, you know, I tell the doctor everything I've been doing. And, you know, so he finally, the deciding factor was like, all right, well, try removing the fruits for a period of time. Just focus on the meat diet you're doing. And everything cleared up pretty quickly. But it was crazy. I do eat some veg, Elisa. Very, very limited amounts. I don't eat spinach anymore because of the oxalates. I don't eat almonds because of the oxalates. Garlic has to be cooked if I'm going to have any garlic. I don't have black pepper as a general rule in my diet, even though my magnesium glycinate has black pepper extract. I removed black pepper and it took away a lot of the upper digestion issues that I had. So that was a win. Fruit does spike the blood sugar, but ultimately, is fruit unhealthy? I don't believe it's unhealthy. I just believe it's counterproductive if you're looking for weight loss. So if you're a healthy person, you're at your optimal goal weight or maybe underneath your goal weight and you're eating fruit, I don't see any problems with eating fruit as long as you're not having digestive issues like I was having at certain points in my weight loss journey. So, I mean, if you want to add fruits, go ahead. If you're morbidly obese and you're trying to lose weight, it's counterproductive, but it's not an unhealthy option. If you're going to like say have a banana over a Snickers bar and you're morbidly obese, yeah, go for the banana. I would go for the banana, eat an apple, maybe an orange. And I did that throughout the weight loss journey where I was having, these horrible, horrible sugar cravings. And sometimes fruit was the alternative to keep me out of the pantry and away from all the crappy, crazy stuff. Veg can give you the runs too. Yes, veg can absolutely. See, my problem putting it out was it gave me constipation some days, and then other days I was like, a blizzard. It was like I couldn't control myself. It was horrible. So, I mean, but I was prescribed a high fiber diet at one point because my weight was so bad. My doctors were concerned. They were trying to find me alternative type ways of eating. So I was prescribed a high fiber diet, a lot of spinach, a lot of broccoli. So I tried that. I tried that for a while, and it just caused nothing but problems. It was the wrong way of approaching it for me. And then once I found that, I was eating more of a meat-based diet already, one of the viewers pointed it out, said, hey, why don't you just go carnivore? You're already eating, 80, 70, or 90% at times of just meats. Just try it, take a look at it, consider it. And yeah, I thought it was voodoo. I thought it was all just wackadoodle voodoo nonsense. I didn't believe the carnivore diet was going to work for me because, we've tried numerous type diets over the years. We've tried going to the gym. With the gym's a temporary fix. If it's not a sustainable lifestyle, going to the gym, just don't. You don't have to. I'm proof of that. A year and a half of weight loss with little to no exercise, just going to work, driving a truck. At one point, I was delivering auto parts, so I was getting in and out of a pickup truck, and I was carrying items back and forth, to the customers. But I still wasn't getting that much exercise. I tried going to the gym for a period of time. It wasn't sustainable. I just couldn't wrap the gym hours around my work hours because my work hours could be sporadic. So I couldn't make that a dedicated part of my health. And I'm not the type of guy that's like, hey, let's go for a walk or let's, go for a bike ride. The weather's got to be really nice for me to want to ride a bike, or I have to be doing it out of necessity. See that back there? That little thing right there there's shrimp over there, and she knows it. Yeah. Hi. Oh, I got you stirred up. Oh, she's very vocal, by the way. This is Molly. Yeah, tell me about it. Hi, Molly. How are you? Say hi to peoples. Huh? If you touch her bum, she'd meow sometimes. No, she just wants to be left alone. Mom. Yeah. Where's Mom? Mom's not here. She's not going to be back for probably till tomorrow. What do I weigh now? I weigh approximately, what was it? I just said it a little while ago. 269. I think I'm down 166 pounds. Is where I'm at right now. I've been sick for the last week, so I got some respiratory crap going on. There was one day that I called in to work, and I only stayed out of work for about 3 hours. Because normally I start work about 7 o'clock. Well, actually, it wasn't that long. A couple hours, 2.5 hours. I wound up going into work 2 to 3 hours after start time because I didn't think I was going to be good to go. I just didn't feel safe when I first got up. I didn't feel safe to get in my own truck and drive there. So I called in, but I took a nap. And then once I got up, I was good. I was like, man, I could go shopping. So that's when I went to work and everything went pretty well. Miss Molly isn't having it. No, she never does. She's one of those. But yeah, so my goal weight for anybody that's interested was right around 235 pounds is what I'm shooting for. So once I get to 235 pounds, I could go lower or I could just try to maintain that for a period of time. But I felt so good when I was 235 pounds. I don't think I got COVID. I really don't think it's COVID. But it's like right here. It's like annoying. So if I lift my head up like that, it really irritates my throat right here. Or if I tuck my head down, it kind of irritates it right in this area. It's almost like it's a bronchial type thing. 19 stones. How tall are you? About 6'2", 6'3". It really depends on the humidity. I've been measured at 6'3". I've been measured at 6'2". Right in there. I'm a pretty tall guy. Yeah, I hit my head on a lot of stuff. So I'm like the ultimate guy for a short chick to take to Walmart. That way I can have her get the stuff on the lower shelf, which would be my wife. And then I can grab the stuff on the higher shelves because she can't reach. So it makes it fun. It could be bronchitis. It could be bronchitis, but I got it from my son somehow. And I did have all the traditional symptoms of like cold or flu type stuff. So I had the runny nose, congestion up here. My sinuses felt pretty tight for a few days, but I was functional. I was functional sick. And that was fun. Got shrimp. Again, stuff I bought at Costco. We're going to fire this up. I'm going to get that nice and hot. I don't know if this will all fit in the pan, but I hope so. Open, says me. I want to like inspect it first. Because when I lived on the East Coast, we had a lot of fresh shrimp over there. So it's just easier to go down. Oh yeah, they all look deveined. They look pretty clean on the backside. I think I saw one in one package that had a little vein in it. Yeah, they look pretty clean. I'm not too upset with that. So what do you think I should do with these guys? You think I should cook them in butter, put some bacon grease in the pan, put some beef tallow in there first and let them kind of get heated up in beef tallow and then add some butter? I mean, how do you guys think I should do these? I haven't made shrimp in so many years because it's just one of those things I forgot about. You know, when I was younger, I used to get into shrimp all the time. Tallow? You think I should start off with tallow? Yeah, I can totally start off with some tallow. Some of that Wagyu beef tallow. This stuff's good, man. I don't know. Yes, Wagyu beef tallow. This stuff is so delicious. It's great for making steaks. But yeah, I can definitely get things started with that. Get a dollop of this in the pan. Let it kind of wander around. Oh, I haven't used my cast iron in so long. Because I got that new white pan. I love that thing. And the bag's in the way. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. Beef tallow's in the way. Got my pan over here. So that new white pan you can see all the way across there. That is my new favorite pan. Okay. That's ready to go. We're going to turn that down because we don't need it that hot. But yeah, this pan right here, man, this is my favorite pan. It's a cheap pan sold at Walmart. You can buy them on Amazon, really super cheap. You got a real nice oven safe handle, by the way. You can put this in the oven. This is made out of some weird material that you can shove in the oven if you wanted to cook stuff in the oven too. Get everything kind of ready here. All right, we're gonna see how many we can fit in here. I think we can do the whole thing. Yeah. Oh, listen to that. Low, because these are frozen. And I'm going to use the same principle that I use for cooking my burgers. It's when they're from frozen. So I'll put 4 to 3 frozen burger patties in this same setup here. And I'll put this lid on top and I'll cook it on super low heat. That way it just cooks the burgers evenly. I'll like go to my kitchen table and play games on my phone for 15, 20 minutes, and I'll come back, flip the burgers. I might flip the burgers 4 times total. So it takes a while. But yeah, we're just going to kind of let them almost steam in there and do their thing. Then I think before they're done, and it doesn't take long to cook shrimp. Anybody that's cooked shrimp knows this. It really doesn't take that long. But since they're frozen, it's going to take a little bit longer. And I need to put some groceries away anyways. Go see if you eat one of these, you'll think better. That should be like their motto. Like, you think? You think? What do you think? So I have a problem with these. So it says open here. So if you just grab this and peel it back, but if you pull it like this, and you see that little blue piece there, you have to actually get that blue piece in your pull. So like that. So then you can pull it like this, because if you don't pull that little tiny blue tab with it, it doesn't open the package correctly, and you get like a little strip that goes around everything, and it sucks. Chomps do that too. All right, need to find some butter. Got Kerrygold butter there. Okay. What do I have in the butter dish? Oh yeah. We got lots of butter in there. So that's Kerrygold butter in the butter dish. Here in Alaska, we can set our butter out on the counter. Along with the bacon grease, we can set that out on the counter. It goes fine. Nothing goes rancid here. Okay. I'm going to start salting it up a little bit. A little bit of Himalayan pink salt. There's something else I wanted to use. There it is. Got the old can of paprika. This can's old. Do a little bit of that Cajun. This will all turn out really delicious. Trust me. Something else I wanted to put on there. I'm going to have to come over here. Now, I know I have some somewhere. Aha. Cayenne pepper. Right. Don't have to get too crazy with that. It'll incorporate. Come on. There we go. Now it's optional if you want to use garlic. You could also use so there's a chili lime. You can put that on there. There was something specific that I used to have in here. Oh, this might be nice. I don't know. This, whatever this is called. Tajin. It's got like a lime flavor. Put a little bit of that on there. Or a lot. Little lot, doesn't matter. Now if you wanted to, you could put a little bit of garlic powder on there. I got garlic powder too. I'm going to be really gentle on the garlic, I hope. Depending on how it comes out of here. Alright, that is more than enough. Perfect. stirring utensil I can use you guys. Ta-da. Definitely frozen. Ow. I put my hand like right on the side of the pan. And this is a hot cast iron skillet. And still, I don't know how I don't burn myself doing this weird stuff. So right now we got beef tallow in the pan. We got a lot of moisture starting from the shrimp. Start seeing some color coming out of the shrimp now. It's starting to get that nice pink. Okay. We're going to use a lot of this butter. Almost half of this is going to go in here. Okay. Yes. Butter is your friend when you're making shrimp or any seafood. I'm going to call that enough butter for now. I'm going to shut that down for a little bit. Finish my chops. Some point I think I'm going to have to raise the heat, try to get some of that moisture off. I love a lot of butter. Butter adds a lot of the extra fat. Shrimp does not have a lot of fat in it. That's why we added beef tallow, and then I added a ton of butter on top. If I had sticks of butter, yeah, I'd probably put a whole stick of butter right on top. But the key to the butter, for me, is to add the fat value in there because I need more fat in order to digest the shrimp. And the shrimp's pretty lean meat. J is pronounced as H. Oh, Tajin. Okay. Frozen will often give extra moisture. I would drain. Yeah, it's okay. I think we'll be all right. But considering that, good advice. I'm going to take the top off. That way we're going to let the moisture kind of come out. We can get everything cooked down. There we go. I'm going to bring that heat up. Oh, this looks, it smells great. Now, I've never cooked shrimp from frozen that I can remember, unless it was like breaded shrimp, and I heated it up in like the microwave or the oven. But it's making its own nice little, almost like buttery type soup with all that extra water. Okay, you little frozen boogers, cook. I'm hungry. Just gonna let that chill out and do its thing for a minute. Now my son, my oldest son, who moved out of the house, he was supposed to come over and help me do stuff, and he didn't. He just didn't come over. So I had to go do stuff. Like lift heavy stuff into my truck all by myself. I'm thankful that I can do that stuff now. I did have help from my 17-year-old son moving some stuff around, but I still got more stuff I need to move around, and I got no extra help to do that, so I'm gonna have to wait until somebody gets home. Tahen, okay. Tahen, that's what Eunice said. Hi, Eunice. I haven't seen you in a while. I know you're kind of a regular here. So, Da 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 da. You're gonna do. Chat monitors live. Ta-da. We're gonna give Eunice a promotion because Eunice has been around for quite a while. I appreciate you, Eunice. I appreciate everybody that I recognize. Also, I wanted to change another person that comes back often. There. Name a car for an edit. Okay, hope you're happy. I repeated what you asked for. Is that going to work? Need a specific car? You need to type it out. We can do an edit with a specific car. Do you guys actually use this for an edit? Is what I'm curious about, because I see this a lot on other people's feeds and my feeds. You don't? You don't actually use it for an edit? Why not? Or do you just like come into people's streams and say, hey, say something just to see if you can get me to say something? I'm going to interact with you regardless if you say something ridiculous. Actually, more so if you say stuff that's ridiculous. But I try to interact with everybody that comes in here because I believe that everybody that does show up, deserves something. Okay, what kind of car you want me to talk about? I can talk about any car. Long E, but it doesn't have to be a specific car. So I just recently bought a Dodge Ram 1500. That's my newest truck. It's not a new truck by any means. It's 2005 Dodge Ram 1500. I love it. It's got the older 5.7 Hemi motor, and I like it. It's not pretty, but I like it because it fits me. I mean, it just fits me like a glove. When I moved to Alaska, my younger brother that I haven't talked to in years, he had one. He used to drink a lot at that time, but he had an auto start and he'd keep the key fob in his pocket. And he'd sleep on the couch and he'd roll over and the truck would start and it would just keep starting and starting while he was asleep. And he'd call me in the morning and be like, hey, you want to borrow my truck today? Just fill it with gas. So yeah, that was his way of getting a full gas tank. Is I'd come over, I'd borrow his truck for a little while. I'd use it for some stuff and do some running, then I'd fill it up and he'd have a full tank of gas. I understood. Sometimes I'd just go fill his truck up and leave it in his driveway and he would never even know if I took it or not. It would just be there. Here lately, Putty Cat, yes. They started using a lot more salt on the roads. For a while, they were using like calcium chloride for a while, which just kind of comes out in a liquid. But now they're using like a salt brine. So it's like primarily salt and it's mixed with the liquid. I'm not sure how the whole process works, but they drive around with tankers and they spray that all over the roads and it kind of makes it a nice black surface. There's good and bad to that. So the bad is obviously the cars are going to start rusting. We're going to have a lot more corrosion, but we don't have the rust issues like I had when I was growing up in New Hampshire here, unless of course you live further south, like Kenai and Homer south. Those vehicles down there, I won't drive down there to look at a vehicle because I already know it's a mess underneath. Here in Anchorage, it's not so bad. Wasilla's a little bit better, but out in Wasilla, they got rough roads. A lot of dirt roads, a lot of potholes, a lot of people rallying their cars, going back and forth just to go get groceries. So sometimes those vehicles are beat to heck. I had pretty good luck buying vehicles out of Anchorage compared to all the other areas combined. Anchorage, Chugiak area, out in Birchwood. Yeah, those are the vehicles I like to buy. Let's see. Yeah, that salt is rough on cars. It is rough on cars. But it would also help if they'd start building vehicles out of actual real steel again. They don't use steel anymore. They don't want the vehicles to last. That's why when you hit a bump or hit anything at all, even a little chunk of ice, your front bumper just falls off, or your whole back bumper falls off the vehicle, and it's just a mess. So for the salt road sand mix, I can't remember. I think it's 1 bucket of salt to like 6 buckets of sand is what they were doing. I don't even know if they got salt this year. They were having an issue getting salt up here. So they had all the sand stockpiled, but I don't think they had the salt, because as the sand trucks would show up, is typically when they would start mixing the salt to the load. So they'd take a bucket on maybe 1 or 2 loads of sand, and they'd just dump that bucket on, and then they'd start pulling from that, and they'd put it up in the top of the sand pile, and that way it would all kind of mix in and blend in together. So this year, I don't know how they're doing it, because they had all the sand on site before the salt even got here in the state. But I heard it did get here. But yeah, it's going to create a mess. We got shrimp. Oh, we're getting there. Yeah, we're starting to get some decent color out of this. I don't want to overcook this either. Oh, that smells so good. Buttery, Cajun-y. So yeah, we're starting to get decent color on all of it. And pretty much all I look for is just for it to get pink. Now if I can get everything down in the liquid, all the darker color ones, they'll all cook quickly. Get them flipped over. This here is almost like making a soup. I could probably eat all the liquid in here and be just fine. I don't know, that looks amazing. It smells even better. Okay, everybody get in there and behave. Swim nicely together. Adding some more healthy salt. I need to go out. I mean, does anybody here live in Anchorage? Because if you do and you know where to buy smoked salt in Anchorage, I would love to know, because I'd like to get some smoked salt in the house. But I really don't like ordering from online if I don't have to. I know that's the way everybody likes to do things. I'm kind of old school where I like to just try to find options here around close and support local business that might have just ordered the same product I could have ordered cheaper, from Amazon. But still, I try to support local businesses when possible. And a lot of these local businesses here are suffering, and they've been suffering ever since the pandemic, so since 2019. And almost everything in town shut down, and we lost half of our businesses and restaurants. Anchorage is not the same place it used to be. Okay, we're cutting the heat off. I believe this is cooked. Yes. Okay. I'm going to take some of this out. And we're just going to let the rest of that chill out. I need to find something to put you guys in. Oh, I got a special bowl for you. Hello. Ta-da. Go buy these. These are handy as heck. I used to use these for noodles, and that was it. So here's my yummy shrimp. I could probably heat up my leftover steak in this pan with all of this sauce, and it would be absolutely freaking amazing. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna take my steak out of the fridge while this cools off, because it's still cooking even though it's done. And I'm gonna toss my leftover steak right in here. So we're gonna add some more heat back to this. Hi, dog. Okay. So this is about a pound and a half of steak in here. Again, if you guys don't know me, we're doing the Carnivore Diet, and this is just me goofing around in the kitchen. We're going to reheat this ribeye steak that I made yesterday, and I don't care if it gets overcooked. Ah! Let the dog clean that out. Okay, fork. Get a fork. You're gonna try one of these. Man. Yeah. That is really good. Oh my goodness. I'm not complaining there. Now this steak is already cooked. I like to cook my steak rare. So if it's like well done, I don't care. We're just getting some heat back in here. Getting that fat all nice and loosened up. And we got all the seasonings in there that I put in the shrimp. So it's all going on the same plate. Oh my goodness. That didn't take long. Oh, it's so delicious. It's not overcooked. It's not rubbery. It's just right. So this whole bowl here was about $11 and something. So this is 2 pounds of shrimp. That came frozen from Costco. Now, have you guys ever eaten scallops? Well, I've had a lot of bad scallops in my life. Because in New Hampshire, scallops are pretty common and something we order quite frequently. But if you ever have a bad scallop, you can tell right away. If you get that weird metallic taste in your mouth, don't eat it. You're going to get sick. It's like a weird aluminum type metallic flavor. If you buy frozen scallops and they start tasting like that, yeah, spit them out. Don't eat those. They're no good. They're expensive too in some cases, so I'd take them back to the store and get my money back and say, yeah, these aren't good. But a nice healthy scallop should not have a metal type flavor. I feel like I'm like Captain Dirty Every Dish today. So I gotta move my shrimp out of the way. Take my shrimp to the table and hope my cats don't eat it. Yum. Oh man. You know what I want? I want some of that leftover. I want some of that sauce out of there. Some of this. Yeah, this is crazy good. All right, we're gonna drizzle some of you on there. I might actually take some of this and use it in a little bowl. Because this is just full of Wagyu fat, butter, all the seasonings. So yeah, we're gonna put this on the side and I'm gonna use this to dip in because this is a lot of the extra fat value that I was missing. And these little tiny bowls get lightning hot when you start pouring hot liquid in there. Okay, that's probably enough. Okay. Ow! Holy smokes, that's hot. This steak is probably done. Oh yeah, it feels pliable again. This was just a refrigerated leftover steak from last night. And I'm guessing it's well done now. Which I don't care. There we go. Ta-da. Gonna grab this, take it to the table. I'm gonna grab you guys in just a second. Don't disappear. I'm coming. There we go. All right, I even got water ready, which is something I rarely do. All right, so here we are back at the table. We got the butter on the side. We're gonna try that. I might even want to dip the steak in. I forgot a knife. I need a knife. Let's see how this tastes. Okay, I dipped it in the... So buttery. Okay. That right there might even be like my new favorite steak sauce. Oh, nice. That tastes so good. That tastes incredibly good. Sorry, guys. I think I got everything. Ah, no. Look what I did. Oh, that's disappointing. Ew. I made a mess. Good grief. Good job, man. If there's a way to screw something up on camera, I'm kind of your guy. Because this will happen. This happens. I made a mess. I gotta clean this up real fast. How disappointing. Oh, this is making a lot bigger mess than I thought. Not fun. Okay. Thank the Lord for paper towels. People don't understand how much of a benefit it is to be able to afford paper towels. Paper towels here in Alaska are expensive. I try to use them sparingly. Well, that makes a really nice shine on the table. I mean, that's like all fatty butter. But, get you out of the way. Get you ready for the next spill. Set you down. Okay, everything should be somewhat in frame. That was all I was trying to do, was get stuff in frame. We'll try this ribeye steak that's just reheated in that buttery sauce. Oh, very nice. Not bad. I'm going to try to dip it in the butter sauce that came out of the pan from cooking the shrimp. Oh, yeah. It's kind of missing one thing. I don't know what that is. Not sure what the one thing is. Something, maybe something green. I'm not sure. What do I got over here? There's something over here. Not oregano. Not dill. I think parsley. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try some parsley flakes on the shrimp. Gotta put a little bit in the sauce. I'm going to put a lot of it in the sauce. Because it was definitely lacking this one weird overtone that I'd be used to when I eat stuff like this. It might be like scallions. I'm not sure. Maybe like some onion. That really didn't do much. Dry parsley flakes don't add a whole lot of flavor. Man, these little shrimps. This is a great idea. Man, that's delicious. All right, come on, you. Still got some red going on there. Now, years ago, I would have thought this would be the most bizarre idea. But like taking fatty red meat and then dipping it in butter and beef tallow. It's got a lot of random spices that I made for, making the shrimp. I would have thought this would have been like a crazy idea. But this is delicious. It's also healthy. Yep. Okay, so everything here, $11.99. I think we agreed on this is about $12 per steak. And then the butter. So that's 24. Yeah, this is almost a $25 meal. So 2 pounds of shrimp, pound and a half of ribeye steak, and whatever the butter costs. Yeah, it's approximately a $25 meal right here, made at home. In Anchorage, Alaska. Still not too bad of a price. So butter sauce on the side for steak is really, really good. Wow. That hits all the good spots right there. I'm kind of thinking it needs a little bit more salt. But I don't see any salt in my arm's reach like I usually have. So, now if you were to go like Outback Steakhouse and like order like steak and shrimp, this would cost you a lot more money doing it that way. This is way funner doing it at home. You get to make your own steak. You get to make your own shrimp. Utilize your own space. And I mean, yeah, we got like 2 pounds. 2 pounds of shrimp. This would be a great meal for like 2 to 3 people. But it's just me. And I'm going to eat it all myself. So I'm like that wackadoodle fat guy on the internet that's like losing weight, eating a crap ton of food. But I just picked the right foods. That's all it is. It's not really salty. That's what I was thinking too. I might want to go hunt down a different type of salt. So I got Redmond's real salt over here. Here's the one I was looking for. So I got the regular Redmond's real salt. The one I was looking for is the one that has a little bit of garlic in there. So I thought maybe, and it's dried in there. It is like solid as a rock. I don't know how to fix that without just like sticking my finger in there. Yeah, I tried my Redmond's real salt, seasoned salt. It was just, I put it on a steak the other night for me and the wife, and it just did not work for me. There we go. Okay, let's try that. That's a lot. Let's get that incorporated with a nice, yummy piece of steak. Lisa Blessed Life, this is, you would totally like chill here if we were hanging out. And you'd be like, yeah, this is my food. This is my people's. Right here, ribeye steak, shrimp, tons of butter, yeah, salt. Okay, a little better. I mean, if you like seafood in the first place, yeah, go buy frozen shrimp. I noticed Costco also had a lot of like mixed seafood frozen options that looked really legit. And I was like, oh, man, like one had like oysters and clams and scallops and shrimp and maybe some other odds and ends, maybe some crab in there. It was like, wow. That's getting better. Yeah. So the shrimp, as it sat and rested, did get a little bit, as it was resting, it was still cooking. So it's slightly overcooked, but it's not like to that point. It's like super gummy. Uh, kind of like Louisiana shrimp gets a lot because they overcook the heck out of their shrimp. But it's not bad. I'm going to make this for the wife and kids when they get home. They're going to love this. I almost want to like take this out of the pan and save it. Because everything that's in this butter sauce is all healthy fats. No soybean oil or margarine or overly processed caca. Just beef tallow and some seasonings, Cajun seasonings or whatnot. But I've had steak with like butter, like I, make it with butter at the end and finish it off with butter. And it's always pretty good. It's always really good with salty butter. This is better than that. Having that leftover sauce from the pan to dip it in is just so much better than that. It's almost like movie theater popcorn butter good. You know how they just drain it all covered in butter. It's almost that type of euphoric feeling when it hits your mouth. So creamy, salty. And it works well with shrimp. Who would have thunk? I am like a happy fat kid in a candy store. Wow. Anybody remember penny candies when you were a kid? We had some when I was growing up. They didn't last long. They weren't around very long, but we had some actual penny candies. But back then they were made out of real sugar. It was like two totally different candies compared to today's type candy. And who would have thought that the unhealthy candies, that our folks were trying to keep us out of, were actually healthier than today's candies that are available in the stores. They're even healthier than, the primitive candies of yesteryear that were made of real sugar were healthier than most of the throat lozenges and cough syrups that are available as medicine today. I mean, I never thought that was ever going to be a thing. This is a horribly good idea. I lost like almost all my viewers on the stream. They like all disappeared. I'm down to like what, 19 now, and that's probably going to drop back down to 13 in just a second as people scroll away. But yes, I'm doing the carnivore diet for anybody that just popped in here. This is just one of the meals I've created. The fatty ribeye steak. I made up all of these shrimp and the 2 pounds of shrimp, frozen shrimp from Costco. Cooked it up with Cajun seasoning, paprika, a little bit of salt, lots of butter, some beef tallow until it was done. And now I'm using the sauce that came off the shrimp. And it's all healthy fat. It's all healthy fat, healthy meats. So good. You got butter, garlic, shrimp from there. I tried some a while back. I haven't looked at the ingredients. I probably would just eat what you got. Make your own. Make your own butter, garlic, and cook your own frozen shrimp. You guys are going to be light years ahead. It wasn't hard. You know, I just literally threw this in a pan, heated it up, butter and whatever spices you want. Yeah, pretty much you're just waiting for everything in the pan to be a uniform, you know, type pink like that. And by the time it gets there, just before that, you take the heat off, or you take it out of the heat and just let it do its own thing, because it's going to cook for another 5-10 minutes after you pull it out. I live in Anchorage, Alaska. So the price of this right here, 2 pounds frozen shrimp from Costco. My ribeye steak comes out of a big giant piece of ribeye. I cut up my own steaks, and then the butter. So all of this combined, made at home, is a meal that cost me about $25. I can eat all of this, and it's all healthy, good food. The sauce is Kerrygold butter. You know, I use some Redmond's real salt. I use Himalayan pink salt. Redmond's real garlic salt. I mean, this is all good for you type foods. And this is the foods that I eat to lose weight. I can either lose weight with these foods or at least maintain my previous weight loss. So I'm not going to balloon up. And I can eat all of this. I can eat all of this. I'm not going to gain any weight. I mean, that's what makes the carnivore diet fun. Is I can eat all of this right here in front of me. Every last bite. I won't gain anything more than the amount of meat that's here. And it's going to take more calories, even if this is over 2,000 calories. It's going to take more calories to burn or digest all of this meat rather than it does, you know, to absorb the calories that are here. So I'm not even worried about the calorie count. Okay. I can taste the beef tallow that's in here too. Beef tallow is so good for you. Oh, that was a salty one. I wonder if I can finish all this. Because I used to be a glutton for seafood, especially shrimp. In the military, I had a hard time because they used to make us like unlimited shrimp in the military. And I was constantly running back, getting more shrimp. You know, I was like, wow, they got unlimited shrimp here, which seemed crazy to me. And it's about the same quality of shrimp that I would get in the military too. About the same size. Man, that is incredible. Okay. So shrimp is going to be one of my new favorite things on the carnivore diet. And like I said, it was one of those things I just forgot about. I completely forgot about shrimp. I forgot about a lot of seafood. I wasn't adding a lot of fish into my carnivore diet. I was having some salmon on occasion. But since they shut down almost all the fisheries up here in Alaska this year, it just wasn't a good year for us. We didn't get a lot of fish. So that just means I need to make a lot more money so I can afford to go out and buy groceries. Guys, I'm pretty sure I can finish all this. It took me a while. I'm talking to Librado Moreno. Labrado Marino is asking, was it hard to start the carnivore diet? Um, the hardest part for me, well, there's a lot of hardest parts. I got to be honest. There was a lot of hardest parts because I was morbidly obese, depressed, had a lot of anxiety. So many issues there. Brain fog. That's another one. I couldn't comprehend things in simplistic ways at that point. So I either didn't understand a lot of things, or I thought I was understanding things that I didn't understand. So it was making things very complicated. And it took me a long time to start seeing the benefits of the carnivore diet. And then, you know, because I heard a lot of testimonies, people were like approaching me like, hey, you know, try this, this is going to happen, and blah, blah, blah. And that's literally what I thought of it, was blah, blah, blah. I didn't think the carnivore diet was going to work. But going through the first initial transitions was rather difficult. For one, I was on a budget. I was depressed. I was broke, or just about broke. So I was eating 80-20, maybe 70-30 hamburger meat. I was buying the wrong meats half the time. So that was part of the problem. I was experiencing issues going to the bathroom at times. So that was a problem. It was almost a problem to the point where I was going to stop. And a lot of it had to do with the amount of fats I was adding, or the amount of fats I wasn't adding. So until I found that perfect happy spot, and that might let my body fully become fat adaptive. So now my body wants to run off of fatty red meat in comparison to a lot of the crappy food I used to eat before. It was running off the sugars and the carbs. But if you're not active, I'm not active, sugar and carbs don't work that well for us. So if we just want to chill out, watch movies, and, you know, live a sedentary lifestyle where we don't move a whole lot, yeah, I mean, this diet just works for people like that. Yeah, if you're super athletic and you're going to the gym and you're getting exercise, you're going out with your friends playing frisbee and golf, yeah, a higher carb type diet would probably be a pretty good idea at that point. Even though a lot of people on the carnivore diet are still becoming extremely active. But if I was focusing on, you know, physical excellence, I would, you know, have a little bit more, you know, carbohydrate type stuff into my diet. But since I'm not, this just works really well. Steak and shrimp. You know, I've always seen steak and shrimp on the menus at all these seafood places. Yeah, honey, I'm not against honey, but it doesn't work really well for me. They don't technically need the carbs, but carbs are definitely helpful. I mean, you got to consider them like a gas tank. You know, you're filling your gas tank, you're going for a run. You're basically using those carbs for energy while you're running. But as soon as you run out, your body's looking for other sources of energy. So it's going to turn right inside and it's going to go after fat. So if you don't have a high percentage of body fat, you're going to run out of energy really, really epically fast. So it was a joke we had at my doctor's office. We were talking about, like, hey, if the end of the world happened, apocalypse type situation, who do you think is going to survive? The really, really healthy now, or the morbidly obese? And, you know, he looked at me with a straight face. He's like, in all actuality, morbidly obese people will probably survive because they have the fat to live off of, because they can live for weeks, months, sometimes years, depending on the amount of body fat they have on their body. And they can live off of that alone with next to no food. I thought that was a funny conversation we had. So a little bit of body fat can actually help you out in a famine type situation. The people that have body fat will live longer. You know, the people that are like zero body fat in ketosis all the time, if they cannot find food they're going to die quicker. Children especially, they're more ketosis in line. Small children die extremely fast if they don't have any body fat in a famine type situation. And we've seen evidence of that all over the world. Yeah, in a lot of actuality, it is probably pretty close to a bear being in hibernation, but we're up on our feet walking around. But we're living off that chub. And I learned that when I was doing a 5-day water fast. No food, just water and electrolytes for 5 days. And I was so surprised that I felt as good as I did at the end of the 5-day water fast, because I ate zero food. I wasn't even hungry at the end of the 5-day water fast. My body was literally eating itself. I was losing weight. I was losing a lot of the water weight. The inflammation was going down. I lost 30 pounds. 30 pounds in 5 days of no food. And that's really what got me started, with talking about weight loss and health. And at that time, I didn't know hardly anything about weight loss and health. I didn't know anything about, our bodies transitioning into fat. I didn't know much about ketones or ketosis or autophagy. But you learn, you spend a year and a half doing something, you eventually get good at it. And then you also get good at explaining it because you've been doing it for a year and a half. Man, look at all that shrimp. And that shrimp tastes so good. Now, when I used to go to like seafood boils or seafood cookouts on the East Coast, I would mess up some seafood. Like lobsters, I could sit there and eat lobsters or king crab all day long. They wouldn't taste bad. I'd never get full. Same thing with shrimp. Steak makes me full, by the way. But it takes a while. My dog has been being so good. I'm going to let her have a lot of this fat. That's part of her puppy tax treats. And a lot of times, I'll eat all this fat too. I have no problem eating through this fat. But I usually listen to my body. And if my body's craving the fat, I'll actually start eating more of the fat before I eat the leaner protein parts. And today I'm just not feeling it. Probably doesn't help that I ate a full pizza yesterday with my son, but that's all right. We had a lot of good conversation over that pizza, and that's not an everyday occurrence here. That's just one time thing. It was just me and my son. Whoa! Now, if you do not have water, you are in big trouble. Yeah. Got water. So I used to work for these guys right here, Carlisle Transportation. I don't recommend that company, but they changed owners since then. I was pretty upset with them. I completed a job and I made them a whole bunch of money. Everybody got huge bonuses. They even got, some of them got brand new vehicles out of the deal. Me and a good friend of mine, we had this big undertaking that we had to do for the company. And this was their thank you. A mug. And it wasn't even a thank you for what we did and the amount of money we made the company. This is actually a thank you for hours of service and excellence. So when I was working for the company, I'd have to keep logbooks. And throughout that time I was there, I used to have perfect logs, which is kind of hard for most people to comprehend because, you know, logbook violations are pretty common when it comes to truck driving. But here in Alaska, everything is cookie cutter, you know, similar. So my distance from here to there, at minimum, it's going to take me a certain amount of time. So my logs were always perfect. It was pretty easy to keep up on them. I didn't have any logbook issues. But yeah, so they bought me a mug for making them a lot of money. And I was pretty upset. Well, other people got new cars and nice offices. Yes, I was a little butthurt. Okay, so I just ate about a pound of steak. I'm probably already into about a pound of these little shrimpies. But the sauce, yeah, the butter sauce with the beef tallow, it's so creamy, delicious. Yep, it's definitely shrimp. I had about 2 pounds of frozen shrimp I just made up. I just ate a big ribeye steak with it. Good stuff. Ah, you eating bacon? I'm coming over to your house. Oh. What is it about shrimp that makes it like that I don't want to stop eating them? Now these are Kirkland. These are actually farm raised. I don't know what your opinion is on farm raised shrimp, but you know, shrimp literally eat the poop off the bottom of the floor. A lot of seafood eats the poop off the bottom of the floor, by the way. But you know, farm raised or wild shrimp, either way, they're eating the crap off the bottom of the floor. That's kind of what they do. They're filter fish. But for some reason, shrimp, I just never want to stop eating them. Almost like halibut. If I have a nice chunky piece of halibut, I want to keep eating halibut. Wow, it's already 2 o'clock here. All right, what time is it in your area? What time is it down there? So here in Alaska, it's a little bit after 2 o'clock. I am going to have to jump off here at some point because Sundays, Todd at Carnivore Cure likes to have their live streams on the weekends. I really, really do like supporting those guys. I also like jumping in their live streams. I've learned a lot from Todd at Carnivore Cure and then the whole group, Lindy, and then there's also Michael. And I like checking in on him because I think Michael wasn't feeling good last week. 2 a.m. Holy moly. 6 p.m., 3 p.m. in California. Dinner time. I am having a beautiful day there, My Food Addiction. I'm guessing do you have a YouTube channel, My Food Addiction? Are you actively posting videos and talking about your stuff, I hope? Actually, I've been doing the beef, bacon, butter, and eggs. I've added frozen shrimp this week. This is my primary food source is beef, bacon, butter, and eggs. But I saw somebody on YouTube talking about how they were getting good shrimp at Costco. So I wanted to go see, okay, let's see what I can get into, see if I like it. I love shrimp. And frozen shrimp is something I've pretty much forgot to add into the carnivore diet, you know, but it's a welcome blessing, I tell you what, because I love seafood. And if I can buy it frozen and affordably, then yeah, I'm going to add it into the carnivore diet, and I'm going to talk about it as a budget-friendly type option. You know, some people might not like the idea. Well, it's about $5 a pound for frozen shrimp. So a little over $5 a pound. because I paid $11.99 for 2 pounds of frozen shrimp, Kirkland brand. And yeah, we've just been talking a little bit about the quality of the shrimp, which really isn't bad. It's farm raised, so it's not wild caught, but I'm not unhappy with it. Now, it is a slightly overcooked, but that's my fault because I didn't take it off the heat in time. But it was just right when I took it off the heat, but it sat in this bowl and it finished cooking in the bowl, so it is slightly overcooked. It's not like super rubbery shrimp. I don't like that. All right. Oh, I appreciate that. All right, Mida Food Addiction. I'm gonna have to check you out if you say you got a YouTube. I think you just said. All right. Are you the Lion Diet guy? I am not the Lion Diet guy. I'm just a guy. I'm just a simple average truck driver losing weight. I live here in Anchorage, Alaska. And I just talk about my weight loss journey and the stuff I'm doing, and I just explain it from the hip. You know, it's like, however this works, it's working. And I believe everybody should learn this stuff, and it's so easy to do because I see so many people struggling that don't want to be morbidly obese. They want to be skinnier. They're just looking for alternatives and a way out. This diet here is seriously the easiest way out of being morbidly obese that I've ever found in my life. Because I was 435 pounds. I wouldn't even be able to fit in the screen. I was so much bigger. My head was so fat it would have probably went from both sides of the screen. I mean, it's unbelievable how swollen people's heads are, and they don't even know it. They don't recognize it until it all goes away. I mean, it's quite miraculous. Well, oh, there we go. All right, Yellow in the Wild is claiming they're on a weight loss journey too. Yeah, you can always talk about like, hey, you know, how far along you are, how much weight you lost. I'm always curious to find out, you know, what type of eating you're doing. You can always mention that here or at any time. Man, just started 2 weeks ago and lost 6. Good job. Nice. So let's see. 26 days. I have it at 26 days. All right. I just wanted to live. Yeah. I mean, just living. That's a lot of what a lot of us are here for. You know, we're trying to figure out what's the easiest, fastest, most reliable way to lose weight. Well, the easiest, fastest way to lose weight is that word right there, fast. Fasting. Fasting practice is just that. It's a great way to reset the mind, spirit, body, and soul. It's also a great way to reset our natural gut health. Kind of resets the rhythm of our entire body too, going periods of time without food. And also practicing the fact that we don't require as much food as we thought we needed. Because I used to eat 24 hours a day. Like 24 hours a day. I mean, I would be thinking about food when I was sleeping. And just randomly get up in the middle of the night and eat food. And I wasn't really any different than a lot of other people here in the country. I just had a severe problem. And I was a truck driver. I was very underactive. I was less inclined to go out and do stuff than some of the younger people. And when I was young, I was pretty active as a youngster. You know, I was biking, hiking, skiing, snowboarding, out doing stuff. I was just having a conversation with my son about how he never had to grow up, you know, living through times like I did. Every day was a training day for us when I was a kid. I was born back in like 1970s, but we were always training ourselves constantly every day to get faster, better, stronger, not for good looks, because schoolyard fights, street fights, stuff like that happened a lot. And if you got involved in some sort of fight, you wanted to be in the best physical shape you could possibly be in, be ready for battle at any time. We weren't searching for trouble. But the thing was, is you had to be ready for trouble to find you, because sometimes it just would randomly find us and we'd wind up getting into fights for no freaking reason some days. And we just wanted to play and be left alone. But that stuff happened growing up in New Hampshire on the East Coast. My son growing up now, they don't deal with that stuff. So they're not nearly as inclined to go out and voluntarily exercise to stay in shape, you know, well enough in shape that they're not going to get into a combative battle, you know, with schoolyard kids or just the, regular bully you might find on the corner of the street. City kids, for instance, a lot of city kids, they still have to do the same thing, that I was doing when I was a kid. They're constantly training themselves to be a little bit healthier because they know they can walk around a corner and find themselves in a predicament. They're not safe. They're not safe in their own environment. But I think a lot of that has to do, with us coddling our youngsters the way we do now. They're not allowed to bully anybody. They're not allowed to have scuffles or fights, or they're not allowed to choose their pecking order. And I don't know if that's a good thing. I can't honestly say that's a good or a bad thing. I've seen good and bad come out of it. So I left Islam, but continue with Ramadan as it is. So good for your body. I've been studying that. Dry fasting. So they do dry fasting from sun up to sundown. And I've been looking into dry fasting. I haven't really practiced it yet. But they do that for 30 days. And they have some amazing benefits. There's some studies going on right now. They're studying people who have done that 30 days of Ramadan because they have some miraculous things happen inside their bodies when they're doing this type of way. So I'm definitely looking into dry fasting. I have to it's just like when I was doing certain things on the carnivore diet. I have to get my mindset in that way of thinking before I do something like that, especially if it's a 30-day thing. Plus, we don't have a normal sun up and sun down here in Alaska because we're just so far north. So I either have a short day or I have a super long day. So I can't use the sun as the clock like they do. So yeah, I'll have to figure that out, or figure out a basic time frame. Let's see, darn, you've been eating like 3 hours straight. Right on, Crypt Blue. Like, I remember I just cooked all this stuff. Then I ate a pound of ribeye steak, and now I'm finishing off like 2 pounds of shrimp, and I'm talking at the same time. So yeah, I haven't been eating this entire time. The first hour-long part of the conversation was about everything we bought at Costco, the amount of money we spent on certain products, the type of products I got for the carnivore type diet, also the types of products I got for my family because they don't do the carnivore diet. But I've been trying to find healthier options for my family to snack on, stuff that's not like Lay's potato chips and Doritos and Takis, that type. Try to get them a little bit further away from that type of stuff. So I just kind of flood the house with a bunch of stuff that is a little bit healthier, not perfect, a little bit healthier for them, so they can kind of hopefully start easing into a little bit better lifestyle. But I can't force them. But I can flood the house with stuff that's somewhat healthier. And eventually that stuff will have to get eaten, or else they're going to run out of room. Alaska is a very lovely place. I mean, I could not fast. I'm not gonna lie. It drains me. Fasting can drain you, but you need to start with the mindset of like, okay, this is going to be my start time. This is going to be my end time. It's not just, I'm not going to eat. So the mindset around fasting, you have to have a plan before you start your fast. So if I'm getting ready to fast, I'm going to be eating a lot of healthy, nutritious foods before I start into any type of fast. Doesn't matter if it's 24 hours or 3 days or 5 days or whatever. A lot of healthy, nutritious foods. And then you have your start time already set up. So if I start a fast at 6 a.m., I'm already set. My body's set. It's ready to go. I'm technically not starting my fast at 6 a.m. because I had literally started my fast the night before when I ate my last meal, and then I went to bed. So, but it's all about mindset. I just tricked my mindset by setting the clock like that. So I'll start my fast, like say tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock, but I actually started my fast when I finished this meal here, and then I went to bed. As long as I didn't have any calories in that window there, I actually gained all those extra hours of fasting, and then now I'm ramped up. Now I'm like, oh yeah, I already had all those hours of fasting. I'm already like 12 hours into my fast, and I didn't even do anything yet except for go to sleep. So yeah, another 12 hours Not a big deal. And then I'm 24 hours in. And then the only thing I have to do is not eat dinner when I get home. Not a big deal. You can do that pretty easy. Just drink water. I mean, just drink water. That cures 90% of your hunger pains when you're fasting. But then you have to have a plan for when you come out of the fast. All right, what are the foods I'm going to eat when I'm done fasting? How long was my fast? Do I need to stop and think about it a little bit more in depth? Because if I do like a 5-day water fast, I don't want to just come out and eat a ribeye steak or eat a whole bunch of shrimp with a lot of butter. That's going to give you chronic diarrhea. You're not going to like it. Most people that have done it have had that same experience. I have too, because I came out of several fasts. I've tried too fast. So I just let people know, like, hey, I came out of that fast too fast. I had really scary diarrhea that just lasted for like 2 days. And then it finally started calming down. Had to hydrate more than anything because of it. But yeah, so you have a plan when you come out of your fast, whatever it is, and you try to break your fast easy, at least for the first 6 to 12 hours. So like some bone broth is a great way to break a fast. I mean, just have some bone broth. It's, gives you enough fat and proteins to get that bile into your stomach, and you're not just shocking your stomach with all this protein and it doesn't have the bile to digest it, and that's why you have diarrhea. So just all stuff that I've learned along the way. It's just amazing, just absolutely amazing. But like that situation, bile production being down, your bile production goes down after you go a period of time without food. So you're just prepping your stomach to get food. And then as soon as you're ready to go, 12 hours later, yeah, you can eat whatever you want at that point and be just fine. But then you have to have a considerable amount of consecutive days of pretty decent food. So just figure out what you're going to eat when you're done fasting, and that's it. That's fasting in a nutshell right there. They say you are what you eat. I am a shrimp. I don't know about that. I'm pretty big. But I like your way of thinking. Yeah, broth is a great way to break a fast. Chicken broth, beef broth, whichever one you like. Some people like me, I've broken fast with like eggs, hard-boiled eggs, scrambled eggs, something kind of light is where you want to be going. When I was doing keto and I was fasting, I broke a fast with avocado, for instance. That was a nice mellow way of coming out of a fast. Well, I'm sorry, I've just done it for so long now. Fasting, I've done so many weeks of different types of fast. So like I would just come up with like, okay, next week, what am I going to do next week? I think I'm going to do 5 straight days of nothing but sardines. So that's what I did. I only made 4 days out of that because I couldn't make the 5th day. Nope. But anyways, 5 straight days of sardines. I think I lost 6.5 to 7 pounds. And then I came up with another wackadoodle idea like, I'll do an egg fast for 5 solid days. And that's the key right there. 5 days, Monday through Friday. Saturday, Sunday, kind of like whatever. Don't care what you do. Saturday or Sunday, you're going to get results. You cannot screw up 5 straight days of something with Saturday and Sunday. And then if you're starting to see results, you're going to be less likely to want to screw it up on Saturday and Sunday by just going out to the nightclub and just getting a bunch of sugary drinks at the nightclub and then eating pizza and then hanging out with your friends and eating crap. Because when Monday comes around, you're going to feel like trash, and it's going to take you 3 days to get back into any mindset whatsoever. I don't drink, so I don't have those issues, around that. So, but my point is that if you just focus on the lifestyle for 5 solid days, ease up on the weekends, but be considerate of yourself on the weekends, and then come back Monday, like, all right, Monday's here. I'm ready to go. Most people work Monday through Friday. Just focus on your work days, whatever your work days are. Those are either fasting days or special eating days. You come up with a plan. Like, all right, when I get home from work, I'm going to eat food. If you're not physically active, you don't require all those calories throughout the day. So, I mean, theoretically, everybody could be 24-hour fasting every single day of the week. And you could be eating just before you go to bed when people love to eat. I love to eat before I go to bed. So every day when I come home at the end of the day, I eat a lot of fatty red meats. I might eat some shrimp. I might eat some reindeer sausage, have some butter, bacon, whatever, eggs. And then I go straight to bed. You don't gain weight because you just ate food and you went straight to bed. You gain weight because of what type of food before you sent yourself to bed. That's how you gain weight while you sleep. You know, these people leave that important detail out. Okay? They leave that detail out on purpose because unlike me, I'm not looking for customers. I'm looking to help people solve problems, and I like to solve problems anyways. That's what I do at my job. If there's a problem, I try to solve it. I like to try to explain this in a way that helps people solve their own problems without having to pay some ding-dong. I don't like a lot of the health professionals that I see on the platform. They're all looking for customers. Please buy my book. Please buy my hot sauce. Please buy my special pills. I have a really hard time with people that say, stay away from all the overly processed foods, yada, 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 but buy my overly processed product. It was made in a laboratory by special guys that knew stuff, and I don't know what part of the world it's made from, but buy it. Stop it, please. I don't want to hear that stuff. This is why I don't particularly promote products on my channel. If I find something I like, I'll talk about it. If you send me something and I like it, I'm going to talk about it. You send me something I don't like, I'm going to email you and we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to be like, well, do you really want me to talk about this stuff? You were nice enough to send me something and I checked it out. Okay, this is my thoughts of it. If I don't like it, I'll tell you. But so far, people really don't send me stuff that much. They send me beef tallow, which is lovely. Somebody sent me this, Redmond's Real Salt. Good stuff. Solid good stuff. But it wasn't Redmond's Real Salt. They didn't send that to me. If they did, I'd be talking their product up like every day if they give me a couple dollars here and there, but they don't, so I don't worry about it. But stuff like Redmond's Real Salt, you don't need to promote this stuff. It promotes itself. You know, when a product's good and relatively healthy, you don't have to spend a lot of money on marketing or advertising because people are just buying it and they're talking about it. It creates a stir, it creates a buzz in the community. Yeah, that's too much drinking. I feel sorry for you, buddy. I can't drink that much anymore. Not everybody likes Redmond's, but that's why it's nice. There's so many different options for salt out there. You know, we're talking about healthy mineral salt. It's got a lot of natural mineral contents from the ground. And oh my gosh, look at this. So that was 2 pounds. Well, at least the package said 2 pounds. After it cooked, it was probably 1.5 pounds because it cooked a lot of the moisture out. But yeah, 2 pounds of shrimp. Frozen shrimp from Costco. It's going away. We're going to eat this before the end of this stream. I want to try that Redmond's Hickory Smoked Salt. That sounds, it sounds so good. The Natural Pantry doesn't carry that, or else I would have bought some by now. But I need to order some. Or if somebody wants to, they can send some to the address and attached to the description section of the channel. I mean, that's up to you. I'm not asking anybody to send me stuff. If they do, I love it. I use the products that people send me, as long as they're healthy. So far, nobody sent me anything weird in the mail. Postcards, those were nice. I got a lot of postcards. I stopped kind of promoting that I wanted people to send me postcards because people were saying they were having a hard time finding them. So I get a lot of postcards from my cousin, Deb. I love them. Thank you, Deb. Well, let's see. I never find the smoked salt. Yeah, I don't find it when I'm out shopping. So I think I'm going to have to order it from Amazon at some point. But I hear so much about it. Like, oh, yeah, you want to try this? And it's good. I don't know if it tastes good on shrimp, but I try it. Yeah, we're almost done. Holy cow. 2 pounds of shrimp. So if you're a buffet owner and you have shrimp on your buffet, absolutely do not allow me in the building because you're going to go broke if I go in there. I will eat all your profit. I can eat a lot of seafood, like an unhealthy amount of seafood. I have no idea why this still tastes so good. Normally after I eat this much food, and I'm talking like in poundage, so like that ribeye steak, if I were to have that ribeye steak and some reindeer sausage and eggs, by the time I got done that plate, it wouldn't taste that good by the time I got done that. I've eaten like almost double the normal amount because I added shrimp. And every last bite has tasted as good as the first one. If I had another bowl of this shrimp, I would sit here and eat it. All right, happy dog. Here you go. Here you go. I'm glad you guys didn't see that. I had food fall out of my mouth on the floor. Ah, embarrassing. Let's see here. Yeah, shrimp and steak buffet. I would wreck that, especially the shrimp side of it. Now, the problem I had when I went to the Golden Corral, all you can eat steak almost every night of the week. Their steak is like, it's the leanest steak in the world. I don't know what cut of steak it's even is, but there's like no fat value at all, unless you're just looking for regular lean protein, and that's it. It's not a bad option, but I mean, I was scouring the buffet looking for fattier options, fattier cuts of meat, if there were any available. Random mystery sausages, they were literally mystery sausages. I didn't know what was in them. Thankfully, I didn't feel like crap when I was done, but I was struggling. I was like, man, what am I going to eat? So I had some of that seafood salad, not technically all carnivore, but it's, basically seafood salad, which is just pollock mixed up. But that was pretty good. I enjoyed that. But finding some fattier meats at the Golden Corral was hard. It was like, there wasn't much available. Let's see. No worries about food flying on the floor. Yeah, the dog definitely takes care of that. Maybe it could be flank steak. I don't know. I don't know what it was. There was really hardly any fat at all. And the fat that was on there was hard to chew. Oh, I did have some, so they had barbecue ribs that were sitting over here in this one little special plate, but they were covered in sauce. And I was looking around on where their cooking station is, and I was like, do those have sauce on them? Because they had a bunch of ribs that didn't have sauce on them. And he was like, no sauce. And I was like, can I have those? And he's looking at me like, what? No sauce? Why would you eat these with no sauce? And that's just a made up accent. I don't know who the guy was or where he was from. But I was like, because I don't want that sauce you put on the ribs. It doesn't look good, doesn't taste good. I didn't want to even try them, because the sauce tends to throw me off, because a lot of the sauces have hidden ingredients like high fructose corn syrup. And I can't tolerate high fructose corn syrup at this point in my life now, because I've been away from it for so long. It's so super sweet. And you don't understand it if you're a regular consumer of high fructose corn syrup until you just get away from me and stay away from it. And I've made it a point to stay away from a lot of sugar. At times I will sample stuff that has like different type of ingredients, but if it has high fructose corn syrup in it, it's almost like somebody just threw a chunk of lemon in my mouth, or a lime. It's like, ugh, get away from me. You're not food anymore. So here, puppy. There, I'll put that in that bowl. Oh, my dog is a better dishwasher than my son. She does great. You almost don't even need to wash the dishes after my dog's gotten to the dishes. But yeah, she's eating all the healthy fat and the butter. It helps her poop. She's an old dog. No worries about food flying on the floor. Dog will pick it up. Yep, got that one. Flank steak. I don't know. It could have been sirloin. It was just really lean meat. Really, really lean. Maybe not the best for me. I just wish that. It's like right there, right in the bronchial section. Yeah, it's probably bronchitis. I don't know. But I think I spent way too much money this week on everything. I just bought that pickup truck. I just bought tires and rims, and I really didn't need I didn't need to buy the rims specifically, except for the fact that one of the rims on my truck was bent, so the tire was leaking air. So I got some free rims from a buddy that were the same size as the tires I had, but they weren't the right size for the truck. But so I started shopping for new tires for the rims that I previously had, and they're about $1,200 here in Alaska. So on average, you're looking at $1,000 to $1,500 for 4 tires for a pickup truck, or most vehicles. A lot of vehicles, you're looking at about that price. So an easy $1,000. So I was looking around on Facebook Marketplace, and I saw these really beautiful rims, but the cover photo was just that of the tread pattern. And then after I swiped in, I saw these really pretty rims. So I know why nobody really bought them right away. But those were $1,200. So for the price I could buy brand new rubber for a pair of crappy rims that I don't like, I could get really nice rims that fit the truck with really good usable studded snow tires on them for the same price I could have paid for brand new tires. I was like, let's do that. And I felt fortunate. So I don't have the prettiest truck in the world, but I got some really nice shiny rims, good tires, but it's okay. They're 20-inch rims. It's a Dodge Ram 1500. It's a lighter version, so it takes a taller. The stock rims were 20-inch rims. Now the funny thing is that typically when you go up in rim size of 20-inch, your tires wind up costing you more. But in this case, the tires for that particular rim actually cost less than they do for the 17-inch rims. I don't know why, but it's usually the other way around. So when it comes time to replacing the tires on the 20-inch rims, it's not going to cost me as much. So still about $300 per tire. Yeah, I ate a lot of meat. I ate a lot of shrimp. I could definitely go to bed. It's only 3 o'clock, not 2:30 in the afternoon. I got stuff I should be doing. We got winter coming around the corner. I started cleaning up the yard today. I got stuff out of here that needed to be out of here. All right, get some of it picked up. I have dirtied way too many dishes today. I don't want to do them. I don't want to do the dishes. Okay. Here you go, puppers. You can have that pan too. Da-da-da. Trying to clean up a little bit as I go here, guys. They don't like leaving knives, especially sharp knives, in the sink. Because one of my stepkids years ago, she decided to do the dishes for us. This was one of my ex-wife's children. And she reached her hand in the sink, and there was a knife in the sink. And yeah, it cut her pretty bad. I mean, it was really scary. It was really bad. Yeah, if you got like sharp knives, like fillet knives, or any knife, put them somewhere besides in the sink water. I mean, that's terrifying when you have a child that's just trying to be helpful and they cut themselves. It's miserable. What? Anyhow, now the funny thing is I just bought a brand new camera. Like, I spent over $1,000 on 2 brand new cameras for the channel. I haven't even used them yet to make one video. So I got 2 of these Insta360 cameras. I love these cameras because they fit in my hand. I can walk outside and I have the camera just set right here in my hand. I can do vlog videos. People don't notice this like a camera. I mean, this looks more like a cell phone than anything else. But this is the new Insta360 X4 camera, and the thing is awesome because it's got these protective lenses now that I can remove. I can put them on or remove them. which is something they didn't have before. It's almost like a contact. It reminds me of a contact lens kind of situation. But the wife would go on fishing trips and, maybe have the tripod set up and the camera would fall down. Since the lenses are round, it would damage the lens. So frustrating, especially for me, because I have to buy these cameras and they're not cheap. They're always $500. Next year's camera is going to be $500 too, the next best thing. But it comes with a nice little case. It's got these 2 Gorilla Glass lens protectors, so it should be good for her fishing trips. I don't technically need these protective lenses for what I do, because I do vlog type videos. I don't walk around and do dangerous things with my camera like she does. So theoretically, I could just take these off and save these for her camera, because she's going to damage these too on her camera. But the camera is a little bit taller than the last version, and it's absolutely awesome because it's got a 360 lens, but I use a single lens for doing most of my videos. And I don't know, it's good stuff. But yeah, I need to break this thing out and actually use it. Supposedly it's got better image quality, so maybe in my next video I can have a higher resolution. Similar to a GoPro, just with a different style of lens. And yeah, we're gonna give this a shot and see how it works. But yeah, these things are super easy to use. And the reason I like the Insta360 is it's got a big battery. The battery lasts a long time. I can do a long shoot, like a long walk around a store for a couple hours. I still got battery life, and then I still got memory card left, and so much more. And it's just easy. If I get into a situation where people are getting annoyed with me recording, I can just shut it off, shove it in my pocket. No big deal. It's gone. Walk around the corner and I can start back up again. But people here in Alaska know, when I'm doing a vlog, and people are respectful of people that are just vlogging and doing content type stuff, because it's pretty common nowadays, especially here in Alaska. I mean, even in a Walmart, go to a grocery store, I'll just walk up to a product and be like, yes, over here we have Redmond's real salt, and yeah, this is organic garlic salt. It's pretty good stuff. And I'll talk about stuff like that when I'm doing shopping vlogs. Just walking around with the camera. On the camera, I can use the forward lens or the back lens here. It's got 2 lenses, and I can just kind of walk around with it like this and record for hours. I mean, it just makes life fun. But yeah, $500. $500 for these darn things. Same thing with the GoPro. The GoPro was like $500. My other Insta360s were about $500 a piece. I mean, cell phone, the one that I'm using right now, it's pretty close to $500. It's like everything that's worth a while for content creation is about $500. I'm getting way off the carnivore topics now, but yeah, I got this fun stuff and I just like to talk about it as I get it. And if a constitutional right to film, and if is a constitutional right to film in public. Well, I look at it this way. If I walk into a store and that store has a camera focused on me to get basic information like facial recognition or my height, I have all rights to record in your building. Because if you're recording me without my permission, I don't need your permission to record inside your facility. If it's a workplace of a place that I work for, yeah, I might be a little more concerned about that. I've walked in just about anywhere. Police stations, courthouses, not a problem. I don't typically post a lot of the stuff that I do get at times because sometimes it's inappropriate or I might show somebody in a way that shouldn't be shown. So I take that in consideration, and I don't post a lot of that stuff that I might capture. No, your post was good, Putty Cat. But yeah, so I had to learn when I first started doing content creation, I had to learn the basic rules of how to film in public. So if I'm walking down the street and somebody else is caught in one of my videos, like I'm walking by, I'm talking about something, and somebody else walks through the path of where my camera lens is, and then they freak out like, I don't want to be on camera. Well, here the thing is, chances are I'll probably either blur their face or I'll take them, whatever happened there, completely out of the video, and I'll retake the shot. But if they're a total ding dong, yeah, I'm just going to leave them in there, and they're being a jerk to me, I can just leave them in there because when you're out in public, you have no rights to privacy when you're out in public. If you're in the restroom, yes, you have a right to privacy in the restroom. General space of a restroom area, you do have a basic right to privacy at that point. It is inappropriate to post stuff, in places where people think they have a right to privacy, places like, let's see, dressing rooms and stuff like that. But if I'm just walking around a public space, I can film. Or if I'm driving down the road, I can film driving down the road or walking down the street or in front of the courthouse if I want to. That news groups do it all the time. They post those videos all the time. They don't need a special permit to stand there and talk about how so-and-so's being a ding-dong that walks out of the building. But they think that other, private people might need to do that. I don't know. Grain of salt. Everything with a grain of salt. Yeah, just edit them out. I got no problem editing out people that say, oh, I don't want to be on camera. All right, just please look at the camera and say you don't want to be on camera, and I will be sure to remove you when it comes time to editing. It's not hard. I don't know how many times I have sat here and recorded video and I did something wrong on the camera, or I accidentally deleted the entire video like I did a couple of weeks ago. I had everything picture perfect the way I wanted it to, minimal, only had to edit little tiny pieces here and there, maybe add some images, but I deleted the whole video. And it was like an hour-long video. I was like, holy cow. So I had to go back and recreate that entire video from scratch, because I don't script videos. I don't sit here and do the scripting. I did at a period of time where I did that because I had to. I didn't have the ability to keep a train of thought together long enough to talk about any particular subject, even stuff that I thought I knew about. So I actually, now when I do videos, I do it similar to my live streams. I just edit out the stuff that doesn't seem relevant for that video is all I do. I talk just like this in all my videos. Talk about what I'm doing for the week, blah, blah, blah. I usually have a set way that I build my videos, but still, it's just, yeah, I don't need to sit there and script it out. I just think of what I'm going to say, what I did through the week. And it's pretty simple to remember what you did last week, right? Or it should be. If you can't remember what you did Monday and it's Saturday, you're probably eating the wrong foods, because I remember stuff I did 2 or 3 weeks ago in pretty accurate order now. But when I was eating unhealthy foods, I had a hard time remembering anything from yesterday. So, I mean, it's just the benefits of how things work when you start eating healthier and you start taking care of yourself. Bento says, ugh. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, just edit them out. Okay. Well, this live stream's, I'm pretty well tapered out, guys. We've been going for like 3.5 hours. Anybody that's a regular here, Putty Cat, you've been around for a long time. Thank you. Everybody else, I do want to say thank you. I appreciate your time. Normally I talk about the Carnivore Diet. Typically I do a weekly update video of my weight loss journey, just explaining what happened throughout the week. This week just turned into 2 live streams, mainly because I'm sick. And it's really hard for me to focus on video creation and everything else that's going on in my life when I'm not feeling that well. So the live streams work. They help me say what I need to say. Also hopefully help me to help other people help themselves, because losing weight does not have to be hard. It's the stupidest, easiest thing that I've figured out how to do. And I don't even charge people for it. So yeah, if you want to learn how to lose weight, subscribe to the channel, check it out. Be sure to hit the like button, subscription bell, whatever you want to call it, notification bell for our next upload. I tend to focus most of my videos around the weekends. So I do what I can when I have time. It's what I do. We don't make a lot of money here, so it is what it is. Yeah. I appreciate you there. Jesus Martinez. Hey, haven't seen you in a while. Let's see. Hurry. Yes, I am in Alaska. I live in Anchorage, Alaska. And this Anchorage Alaskan just got done eating 2 pounds of shrimp and about 1.5 pounds of ribeye steak. So we're going to go lay down and watch a movie for a while until my kids get home. We'll figure out the rest from there. But okay, guys, I just want to say God bless, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. I love doing these live streams because I get a chance to interact with real people. Some of them more serious than others. A lot of them are really into trying to figure out their own health. And if I can help just a little bit, that's all I'm here to do. Just try to help one person at a time. It's approximately, I think it's like 40 degrees right now. I'd actually have to shut the stream down and find out specifically. Well, yeah, I think it's about 40 degrees outside right now. We got snow on the mountains. It's been raining down here on the floor, which is the lower area of Anchorage. So right now there's no snow on the ground here. It's coming. Maybe the next 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully longer. All right, you guys take care. We're going to booger on out of here, and we will see you again.